The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get $40 off a furnace or AC tune-up, or double your savings and get $80 off when you get them done at the same time. Visit standardheating.com to save now.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Today is National Minnesota Day.
Best thing to do is distract them with innocuous talk about the stuff they care about.
Great, like what?
Well, they're from Minnesota, so hockey, fishing, skiing, sailing, and after a few drinks, put on a Prince album. Don't mention the Green Bay Packers or the state of Iowa.
According to the National Day calendar, Minnesota joined the Union on May 11th, 1858 as the 32nd U.S. state, and that's why the state is celebrated on March 1st, because this is the 32nd week since the 4th of July.
Did you gals hear about Allie Gallagher? She let Alan Ackerman smack her in the back with his tallywhacker behind the snack shack.
You should move back to Minnesota.
I can't go back. I Snapchatted Matt Gacarack a Kodak on my ass crack.
Met another fellow from Minnesota yesterday. I liked him too.
We're very friendly people.
No, that's not it. Pretty unfriendly, actually. But it's the way you're unfriendly. How you're so polite about it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So where you girls from? Chaska, Le Sueur, but I went to high school in White Bear Lake. Go Bears.
The weekend.
All right, already. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Like Ric Flair said, on this same frequency, some 24 years ago, it's 93X rock and it's early in the morning.
He was right.
Those were his exact words about, damn near a quarter century ago, Josh, and it still rings very true.
He knows his stuff.
Maybe not the rock part so much anymore, some would say.
Yes, a lot would say, actually.
But in the words of another great man in his own mind, we determine what rocks around here.
That is a good point.
What's this National Minnesota Day? I've never heard of that before.
You know what? I got to be honest, I hadn't either. I think it's, relatively recently appointed National Minnesota Day.
What do they want from us?
Well, it's a big party around the country, if not the world, I'd imagine.
Is anything expected of us?
I don't think so. So far, I don't think we've done it justice, National Minnesota Day.
First I've heard of it.
Well, Europe is like 6 hours ahead, so their National Minnesota Day parties have already been cooking for a while. They've been getting after it.
I didn't even consider something like that.
And it's a little...
I love some of the audio you played there. That was very funny.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Very good.
Bug-Eye Wagon Jesus said, "Oh no, did Minnesota die?" No. And I can see why you'd ask that. We've had to do this before. Oftentimes when we play a montage, especially like yesterday with Richard Lewis. Sadly, he passed Tuesday, if you haven't heard. Great comedian, 76 years old. But when we play that, it's to honor somebody who recently passed. No, Minnesota is still very much alive.
Oh, man. Well, that's really interesting. I just don't know what to do about National Minnesota Day because it's a brand new thing to me.
Maybe a fish fry. You got a fish fry lined up tonight?
Well, it's Friday night, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, maybe get a tater tot hot dish cooking.
Oh, now you're
That's
talking.
a good idea.
There is a fish fry in my neighborhood this time of year. Always on Friday nights. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Not what's going on in my neighborhood, but your own neighborhood.
Yeah, fish fries.
Friday fish fry, of course.
Especially during Lent. Millennial Steel Cutter Jesus said, you know what we get on National Minnesota Day? Higher taxes, LOL, he said. We do have that reputation.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll try to come up with something. If we would have been given a heads up on this 2-3 days ago, we could be cutting loose with some kind of gangbusters, an orgy or something. We didn't know. We didn't know. It is our Friday. Later on this morning, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder are going to attempt to straight up kill each other live on the radio.
Randy already did a little trash talking yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
They're going to straight up try to kill each other dead live on the air as part of a fresh edition of Dad Fights. It's actually only a trivia contest, but they treat it like life and death sometimes, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They do. Yep. I mean, they really are two of the most competitive people I've ever met. I don't know that Randy Shaver might be the most competitive person I've ever met.
Yeah, he's pretty pathetic.
Well, that's not the word I would choose. He's passionate about winning. And he does pout if he loses.
Yeah, he's kind of a sad sumbitch. I agree with you, Josh.
Yeah.
Sad, pathetic individual is what he is.
Again,
I agree with everything that you said.
That's not what I said, but...
I wonder how he'd be like during a board game.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'm sure he's taken Monopoly and he's thrown that thimble through somebody's face.
Ashley, I think he made his kids cry.
Oh, heck yeah.
When they were little kids, he just swept the board off the table. Well, I'm going to bed then, if that's the way. I bet he made his children cry, a white lie, when the children cry.
I could see Randy starting Monopoly with extra money. Already cheating.
Oh, he'd be the banker and be kind of sliding a few under. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe let's put it this way. Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver aren't the kind of folks that would be our top 2 picks to party with on National Minnesota Day. They're too competitive. They're not. There wouldn't be any of our top 2 picks, I think, to party with on this special day.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They'd ruin it.
Or really on any day.
They'd ruin it.
Speaking of ruining things, I don't want to ruin the mood around here, but here we go. We've been going for 6 minutes, and nobody's commented on my brand new Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing hoodie.
Oh, nice.
As you guys know, they provide 93.7% of my clothing, in case any of our old bosses are listening.
I was going to say something. I was just loading up to say something about your hoodie, but then I started to second guess myself, because don't you have multiple Apollo hoodies?
I do. Like I was saying, they provide the majority of my couture. I was thinking, actually, yesterday as I was putting this on, I had put it on yesterday because I showered, and so that means new outfit. What if they came out with some formal wear? That's all I need.
Oh, that'd be sharp.
I could show. They have legendary holiday parties. I told you guys about these parties. It's so much fun, and I'm lucky enough to get invited.
The tops come off?
No, I haven't seen that before.
Oh.
And if I did, I signed an NDA and I can't say.
Right.
But imagine if they had like like a blazer or
that'd be nice.
Some wingtips or something, because I'd wear it. And to the point where I kind of have wondered a couple things. One, do the employees think, this dork knows he doesn't work here, right? Why does he wear all our stuff? I just love their clothes. And secondly, can you get in trouble for impersonating an HVAC technician? Because that's not what I'm doing. I just enjoy the stuff that they offer, and I love those guys over there.
On T-Mobile's merch website, you can buy like a tuxedo-looking T-Mobile.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of
so awesome.
T-Mobile logos.
Does it say Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing on it?
No.
Well, I guess I'm not too interested.
I noticed that hoodie. It's a sharp look on
Yeah.
it. I always do notice when you wear some brand new clothes, but again, because it was an Apollo hooded sweatshirt, I thought, well, maybe that's old, because I've seen you've got multiple colors of the same. You want to know something that's going to knock your D in the dirt?
What's that?
Those bastards are coming to my house on Monday.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I got some mixed feelings.
Why's that?
Well, I don't like it when you give other people attention, and you seem kind of excited. And I also don't really like it. I've talked to them about this, and it hasn't gone over very well. I don't like that they have other customers. I've given them business for 15 years or something like that. Like where I've got my guys, right? Where I bother the heck out of them when they're tuning things up. Mm-hmm. And we've even developed a rapport, me and one particular guy, Drew, where he can say things like describing, what's going on in my furnace and air conditioner. He can say like nipple, or he can point to a silcock. And we don't say anything. I mean, sure, we give each other a knowing look. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand what you said and where the humor is. But after all these years of developing a relationship, we can move on from something like that in a mature way.
Sure.
So, I'm a little jealous.
I'm sorry. Then maybe I shouldn't tell you the rest of what I planned on telling you after seeing your jealous reaction, but Apollo's not coming to my house to fix anything. We're just having like a movie night.
Oh, boy, that's embarrassing.
Sometimes you say things to hurt me, and I don't know.
We're going to watch Cannonball Run.
Oh, yeah, I bet they like that one.
All right, so there you go.
Oh, HVAC Delivery Jesus, thank you. He said, I'd never be in trouble for impersonating an HVAC technician. He works for one. And he does it all day, every day. He knows I'm not the type of guy that could land a job like that.
That's good to know, because you have gotten in trouble with people in the past over your wardrobe. We found out years ago that if Josh is going to wear a T-shirt advertising a tattoo parlor, he better be coming in there and getting some damn tattoos.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That was great.
I'm going to sound like a cheap bastard, but I love logoed gear, and sometimes people are nice enough to give it to us. And you're right, I forgot about this.
Logoed gear.
With their logo, the business logo.
Yeah. That's a cool way to say it. I've never.
I don't know if that trademark, Josh, 2024 National Minnesota Day.
Right.
So you're right. I had worn one, and I was getting
eyeballed. Eyeballed. You're wearing a shirt
by a guy I considered a friend.
Yeah, your shirt was advertising a tattoo shop somewheres around here.
Yeah, and I didn't really think about it, right? I just was a shirt I was wearing.
What the hell? Who thinks about that deeply about their clothing, aside from a few douchebags we used to work with here in the building? They spend a lot of time worrying about their clothing. But you pull the T-shirt over your
shirt.
You pull it over your head.
And and I understand in a way that it was I don't know if it was a competing business. It was just somebody that does the same thing he does, right, with tattoo. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe they never thought about each other up until then.
Right.
And I know some businesses are very competitive and very aware of what's going on with the other person.
We've found that out in this business.
You've experienced that.
We found that out in this business. Yeah, there are some competing companies who, my God, they never stop thinking about each other and hating on each other. Yes, go ahead.
And so he chewed me out. And I felt bad.
You were wearing a T-shirt that advertised a tattoo shop, but it wasn't his tattoo shop.
Exactly. And it's not like I walked into his tattoo shop wearing it, or I was filming a commercial for him.
Right.
I just happened to wear it, and I ran into him. And
did you say, well, then give me a damn T-shirt and I'll wear it?
Yeah, it wasn't like, and I wasn't like, doing his commercials. There was nothing. It was just a guy I knew, a guy both of us knew.
That's terrible.
He was kind of like
so
that.
weird.
I hated the way he treated you that day.
Yeah, it hurt my feelings. Excessive
I would have kicked his ass if I thought I had a chance.
You could have beat him up. Heck yeah. Excessive diarrhea, Jesus said he's been an HVAC tech for almost 10 years, and he still considers himself to be impersonating an HVAC. Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Power vein thicker than a cigarette, Jesus says.
Good Lord.
It's not cheating, Nick, you having Apollo over, and I'm coming to grips with it. I understand why you two would want, Apollo and you would want to spend time together. It's not cheating unless they touch your silcock.
Oh, God help us.
Just leave that alone. Only mine.
Yeah, we're going to have a little movie night. Make some homemade pizzas.
That sounds awesome.
When's the last time someone had homemade pizza?
Oh, every single week.
What? Well, you love to cook.
Oh, here we go.
That's right. Do you
Every
grow
single
your own spices, or maybe spices?
Do you grow your own cheese?
No, I don't grow my own cheese, but I do grow my own
If you did,
herbs.
I bet it would be Framunda.
Yeah, it totally would.
You grow your own herbs.
Yeah, my own herbs, tomatoes, and stuff like that.
You got excited. Do you want to draw back your original answer where you say you have a homemade pizza every single week? We'll give you a chance to go back on that.
No, I do.
He's going for it. He's going to stick with it.
Sometimes I'll switch it up and I'll go to a calzone.
Oh, look at you.
Can I ask you just one simple question, if you don't mind?
Yes.
Have you heard of Devani's?
Oh, I have.
You have?
Oh, they're hot hoagies.
I'm just saying, there are alternatives. So do you make your own dough, all that kind of stuff?
Yes. Yep.
You know what homemade pizza always reminds me of? It reminds me of kind of those lonely nights in junior high when, you wanted to go do something with your friends, but nothing really happened, right? There was just nothing to do. Mm-hmm. What did you end up doing? Hanging out with your friggin' folks, and they'd make a stupid homemade pizza.
Yeah, I was thinking it kind of reminds me of birthday parties. When we were little, you go to birthday parties, and I remember the first time someone's mom said, all right, we're making homemade pizzas. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You can even do that?
That's a thing?
And I could pick all the toppings I want and just load it up with bacon and pepperoni or whatever you got.
Yeah.
Whenever I heard my mother say, well, I'm headed off to the store. I figured tonight we'll make a homemade pizza. It's when it dawned on me, Christ, I'm gonna be here all night, aren't I?
The last time I made a homemade pizza was in my 20s, and the girl I was dating at the time, she's like, oh, it'd be so cute. We'll cook together. We'll make a homemade pizza. So we go to the store, we get $70 worth of ingredients. The pizza's terrible. We could have gotten a Domino's for $8.99. Why did we go through 4 hours of work for this awful pizza we just made?
Now, that's a very good point. I've never made a homemade pizza where I thought this was worth the amount of the triple that you could have paid to get a pizza somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And just didn't taste anywhere near as good.
No.
Me and my boyfriend did that for the very first time we cooked together, and It was a blast, and it was like $20. I don't know what kind of ingredients you were buying for the top of your pizza.
Well, did you guys agree on ingredients?
No, we just kind of got some random crap.
Oh, okay.
And then we
so
split our half.
I'm a big eater, though. So I need a pizza. I need a pizza by myself.
Yeah.
The only downside was it was meant to make like a decent sized large pizza, and it was probably like a small pizza. So that was the downside, but it turned out to be really good.
My sister and brother-in-law just got an outside pizza oven. That thing slaps.
Oh, Lucky's
slaps. That's is that kind of a new trend? I know a few people have done, and some of them are crazy expensive, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And some people even they'll make their back patios and then around the pizza oven. So they'll have all the stones and stuff, and they'll build the pizza oven first and then build around the pizza oven.
Yeah, they build it into the patio.
Yeah, I've seen that wobble. Those look so nice and expensive.
Does it make that much of a difference?
I think it does.
Oh, okay.
You guys sound like my dorky
pizza.
friends at Saturday morning breakfast right now that talk about their new appliances. And if this conversation carries on to a smoker, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown.
I want a smoker.
Oh, let's go Traeger.
Stop it.
That's what I want.
Stop it.
Oh,
Big green eggs.
I'm surprised you don't have one yet.
I don't have enough space.
This reminds me of the nerdy conversations my buddies have Saturday morning at breakfast.
I want to make these Big Mac tacos on the Blackstone that I saw.
I've seen those before.
Yeah,
those look
they
bomb.
look bomb.
What's a Big Mac taco?
Please, Josh, don't.
I'm sorry. I got drawn in.
I'm curious too.
I got drawn in.
Please, I'm trying to make it through this without.
This is no way to spend National Minnesota Day. They tricked me.
I don't want to spend
Gotcha.
National Minnesota Day talking about pizza and grills and how you made it and I want to make a pork loin. I don't want to do that on National Minnesota Day.
See, this is the problem. I get sucked into these You
do.
I'll talk about a dishwasher or whatever you want to talk about. I like learning about this.
Don't
stuff.
fall in line with these boring foodies who will go all day long talking about this. People are texting in about my mouse pizza. It's probably been a while since I talked about the mouse pizza.
No.
Has it been long enough to where I could tell the mouse pizza story again?
Even if it wasn't, that's fun to hear.
Dana, do you know the mouse pizza story?
I do not know this one, no.
Oh, gosh.
Back when I was about 18 or 19, living in a garbage house with my dad, standing in the kitchen. Of course, when you're 18, 19, what do you live off of? Frozen pizza.
Yep.
A lot of that. So one night I'm in my dad's kitchen. I'm in our kitchen. And you ever get that feeling that you saw something out of the corner of your eye and then you look and it's gone?
Oh, definitely.
And I had that feeling while I'm standing in the kitchen. What was that? I swear to God, I just saw something out of the corner. Well, finally I did catch what I was seeing. On the stovetop, you got those burners on the top of the sumbitch.
Yeah.
A mouse was popping its head up from the inside of the stove up under the burner.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like what's that old game? Where you
whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole, yeah.
Oh, I just got the chills. I hate mice.
And then, so I stood still for a while, and he popped his head up out from under a different burner. Hey, how's it going? And then he goes back down. And he saw me, saw him. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually did.
He saw me see him. And so, just young and dumb, I set up a mouse trap on top of the stove. And that night, I caught him. But it never dawned on me, I think, until the next day. I thought, oh, wait a minute. I just assumed one rogue mouse ran through the stove on that given night, and he was looking around, and I killed him. End of the problem. It never dawned on me, oh, wait a minute, if there's one mouse running around the stove, I wonder if, there are others.
And that's how mouse pizza was invented.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Oh, it's killing me. What's a Big Mac taco?
And so I opened the stove. And took a look, and there were 2 or 3 obvious melted mouse carcasses inside the stove. And then it dawned on me, oh my God, the last 3-4 tombstones that I threw into this stove,
appropriate,
to eat for dinner, were flavored by burning mouse carcass.
Oh. How many months later did you clean those out?
And did you try to market it at all? Maybe get in touch with the Tombstone people and say, I got the next big thing in pizza.
No, I scraped the carcasses out of there.
I would have never been able to do that.
And
vomit everywhere.
My dad and I, we carried on. I do remember the lack of any real concern when I told my dad, hey, the last, 100 meals we've had out of that stove probably had mouse parts on it. He was like, well, that's too bad. So I set up some more traps. That's when I realized that house was more or less infested.
I've had that before.
But yeah, I'll never forget seeing those melted, in some cases you could kind of see the look of horror on the dead mouse's face as he was dying. Kind of like Han Solo when he's
encrypted in carbonite.
They put him in that chocolate bar.
That's
whatever.
what I was picturing.
Yeah, the mouse is kind of like right before he died. The mouse pizza. Yeah, it was one of those moments in life that you never forget.
Yeah, I'm picturing the faces of the researchers in the most recent season of True Detective. Anybody else watch that?
Not
They're
yet,
out there
no.
on the ice.
I haven't gotten to the new season. Is that irony that he died by a tombstone pizza?
That would, I believe, you could qualify that as irony. Well, let me see. It's like rain on a wedding day. It's like 10,000 food. Yeah, that's irony.
Okay.
I'm going to go along with it, Wapple. From now on, when I tell that story, I'm going to say, would you like to hear a tale of irony? And people are going to scoot up at the bar and say, well, yeah, I've been waiting all night.
Settle in, everybody.
Ooh, those infestations are something else, aren't they, Nick?
Mouse pizza.
Yeah.
Yes. That house that my dad and I were living in, it's a terrible realization, isn't it? When you... And that, then I could tell the story of the mouse and the hockey stick. I could go on, but yeah, when you realize, when someone's probably saying, what, a mouse ran across the floor carrying a hockey stick? No, I'll tell you that some other time.
Mouse rockets.
Mouse rockets, that came later in life. But when you realize your place is infested, it sucks. But I have to say that what followed was great fun. And that was setting up traps all over the house and hearing them snappity snap, snap, snap all night long.
Great fun? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed.
Did it sound like Alex Van Halen playing a tune?
Yeah, I mean, you are what's the word? Masquerading as an HVAC technician with your Apollo hooded sweatshirt.
It could be incriminating.
I lived the life of a what's the term?
Like a mouse hunter?
Rodent what's the word? Exterminator. I played the role of an exterminator for a while. I enjoyed setting up the traps strategically, again, hearing them pop on and off all night long. And then it was very satisfying when we ridded ourselves of them altogether. That was kind of a fun little couple, 3-4 weeks of my life when I was a young teenage kid.
I've got a buddy. I mean, it's kind of pathetic. His wife has to kill all the bugs in the house, right?
You have a buddy.
Yeah. And so, but on the flip, so his wife is not afraid of any bug whatsoever. It's gross, whatever, disgusting.
This is your buddy's wife, not...
Yeah. I'm saying my buddy.
Okay. Oh, the story sounds familiar.
I don't know why it would. So my buddy's wife, she'll kill anything. Doesn't matter how, like a scorpion infestation doesn't bother.
Right.
But the thing about my wife is that she's not afraid of
See, now,
mice.
you just said your wife. And earlier you were saying it was your buddy.
Check the tape. I didn't say that. It's my buddy.
We'll check the tape. So go ahead.
All right, so if we're in my house, his wife will, if she sees a mouse, she'll move out. And it's so strange to me because mice don't really bug me. I mean, him. Oh, no. Now everyone knows. And I wish I was kidding, but if I see a bug, honey, you gotta come get this thing.
Mice don't bother you.
Not at all.
The wife will pack her bags.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not excited when we have an infestation of some sort, but I can handle a mouse, a rat, something like that. Those don't creep me out.
Insects don't bother your wife.
Nope, not at all.
And there is no kind of sex that bothers your wife.
Nothing.
But you will run for the hills.
Yeah.
And so you make a perfect team when
we
you
are
need
perfect
to
that way.
Get rid of something or another. You've had real infestations.
Oh, big time. In our current house, it was really bad. Like, we had to get rid of drywall and I mean, we had to pull out like okay, I'm going to show my ignorance of how houses work, but like those garbage bag looking tubes, and sometimes they look like something on a space shuttle that will go from a fan to the outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do.
I'm sure there's a term for it that escapes me.
I got a buddy who doesn't know what those things are called either. Did you enjoy the process of elimination, though? Like I was, we obviously didn't have it that bad where the walls were falling down at the house that the house that my dad and I were living in where we were eating mouse pizza. We didn't have it that bad. But did you enjoy the process? Did you hear those late night traps snapping and you get excited to go find the...
You know what we did? And this was a suggestion from the Brotherhood. Because our last house, we're going to sound like we attract mice, but our last house had one too. And an infestation, I mean. And they said, what you do is you grab a Home Depot bucket, fill it about halfway, and put peanut butter around the rim. And they said that works. So I thought, well, I wonder how well it can work. So I tried it. Next day, I go to the garage to go to work. And there was like the most deadly pool party in there. And they invited all their friends. The whole neighborhood was in there.
Really?
This big bucket of floating mice.
Did you bring it to work?
That sounds like a nightmare.
I didn't bring it to work.
By the
At
way,
the time, we had a no pet policy.
I got something you can put peanut butter around the rim of. But,
my word.
Ouch. Where was I going with that? One time I heard the trap snap in the middle of the night, and I jumped out of bed because that was part of the fun. Oh, God, look at that poor bastard. I cracked him right in half, right? Sorry if that sounds morbid, but we were trying to get rid of the mice in our house.
Right in half.
One time it was in the laundry room. I came down because I heard the trap snap in the laundry room, and I got one of them little peckerheads just by his back right leg.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's the worst.
And when I walked in, he literally went, ah! And he was kind of dragging it around. You see what he's trying to get away from me, but he can't. I felt bad. I cut him loose in the yard.
That's nice. I like that.
But I don't know if that was so nice because now he's wounded and he's up. But I felt bad. That was the one time I felt bad, and I took the trap and him hanging from it out into the yard, and I lifted up the little snappy thing, and I let him take off. He kind of was dragging that dead leg behind him, but I felt like I should give him a chance.
I can picture the day you're moving out of that house and you move to your next one, and he's kind of standing there with crutches at the end of your driveway, just giving you a head nod. You will be missed.
Hey, thanks for being cool that one night.
I'm not going to forget you, dude.
Yeah. He's standing there, there's little like mouse wife and mouse family.
Yeah.
He salutes you on your way out.
And I say, it's just bros looking out for bros. I'll see you. I write down my new address for him. Come see me sometime.
Dana's right. He's got a new baby, and he's looking at you like, "Hey, thank you for this. You didn't take his father."
I still remember watching him kind of like scoot across the yard when I let him go. He's like, "Sweet, I get to get the hell out of here." He probably died seconds later. A hawk swooped down and tore his guts out. But whatever.
That hawk was probably excited about it.
In my mind, I was doing the right thing.
When we were kids, we had the snap traps like that. But my wife, she doesn't like to see any of it, so we had the ones where they go in and then it just locks them in a little mouse prison, which are more expensive. That she doesn't want to see one on her own because we have a laundry chute at the house, and apparently that was great fun for them to jump down that thing. So she pulls the laundry basket out, she would find some, and I really thought we were going to put our house up for sale. She just couldn't handle it.
Oh man. That's how you do it right there. All right. What was I saying earlier?
You were asking what a Big Mac something was. Taco.
Big Mac taco.
Oh, Jesus.
And that, by the way, we're getting a lot of text going, you can't just say Big Mac taco and not explain what it is.
Fine. Go ahead. Give it to us from start to finish.
You take all the ingredients of a Big Mac, you put them on your flat stone, and then you take the burger meat, put that on top, smash it with a tortilla. Big Mac taco.
Okay.
I never would have thought of that.
So delicious.
So you take a Big Mac and put it in a taco. Seems like that's all you had to say.
Yep.
All right.
Here's a better way to do it. Take whatever a flat stone dorky cooking nerd thing is, throw that in the garbage. You go to Burger, what was it? A Big Mac what?
Taco.
You go to McDonald's, get a Big Mac. Go to Taco Bell, get a taco.
Big Mac taco.
Smash it into your face.
Tape them together.
You use some Riggers tape.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, you poop it out.
Oh, I wish. That's not my story, my friend.
Poor Josh.
Within the next week, you poop it out. Painfully.
Oh, man.
10 to 14 days later.
You guys get gross every once in a while. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Shame on
Dad
you.
fight something or another later with Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver. All kinds of this, that. We got to take a break. I think our next step is the stupid news, so we'll be back with that in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Our customers are our top priority, whether that's providing same-day service or solving a cooling issue for that addition on your home. Ashley, tell our listeners about this month's AC specials.
Get started on your spring cleaning checklist now. With the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to get your AC tuned up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get $40 off a furnace or AC tune-up, or double your savings and get $80 off when you get them done at the same time. Visit standardheating.com to save now.
Business has always been about turning a profit, making money. But can it stand for something more? Something beyond dollars and cents? We think so. We think that today, business has a higher calling, a purpose to be fair and just, to do right by their workers, customers, communities, and the environment. And it turns out companies successful doing that also do better for their bottom line. When you see the Just Capital seal, it means this company is a force for good. Visit justcapital.com to learn more.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
We're gonna go ahead with that stupid news in just a minute, but I checked the text messages from our listening audience, and there's some things that I'd like to share with everybody. We got into a conversation about infestations when you get mice in the house, and they're climbing up and down. You get mice in the house. Happens to a lot of people. Wisco Maple Syrup Jesus has a terrifying story. He said house he was living in, they knew that something was chewing on everything. They could see little bite marks here and there like you might get from a rodent, but they couldn't seem to trap it. One night, he's dead asleep, and he felt something on the bed by his feet. He turned on a light, and it was a huge rat.
Oh, gross.
Low dealer with snake eyes.
I love that band.
You cross me, you read.
I watched some recent Stephen Pearcy stuff, doing his solo.
How's he doing?
I'm sorry, we got to get to the stupid news.
Oh! More anxiety than hair, Jesus texted the program. Like me, I told a similar story earlier. Are you serious about this? More anxiety than hair, Jesus? You know that guy a little bit, don't you, Josh?
Yeah, oh, man, I love him.
Okay.
And his fiance, they're awesome. I talked their ear off about St. Paul taxes on one of our boat cruises.
So
and then we gave each other COVID.
Tell me if this sounds like something he'd do. More anxiety than hair, Jesus said he trapped a mouse by its back leg once, and he nursed it back to health. He says, I kept it in a bucket with some food and water and released it back into the wild, LOL. You really did that?
That's a commitment.
You know what? He's such a nice guy. I could see that being true.
Mm-hmm. All right, and this has nothing to do with mice or rats or anything, but I got a text from a listener that says simply this. Did you guys hear about this? And if you did, you should have told me right away. Morris Day and The Time are going to be playing at the Taste of Minnesota this summer?
Yeah, my wife is super excited about it.
Dude, can I go to the show with your wife?
Yeah, she's a huge fan. She'd love to have you join her.
Morris Day and The damn Time?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
Morris,
The Time. They're going to be there together.
Right.
Isn't that great?
Morris Day is simply one of the coolest people that has ever lived. And this has nothing to do with that scene from Big Fat Tom and Silent Dan. What was that comedy
Clerks?
team? Yeah, this has. I loved The Time way before there was a J inside. Morris Day. If you want, let me just tell you something. If you don't know The Time and Morris Day, And don't come at me with Jungle Love. Don't even start. It's Jungle Love's a nice song and everything. The Bird,
dude.
Okay, The Bird specifically live. I don't care who you are. If you want to feel good, listen to The Bird by The Time played live. They recorded it in the early '80s and it's still to me one of the greatest live recordings ever.
I don't know if this is the right one. This is.
Can you guys do The Bird?
Was it like on an album?
Yeah.
Okay, so then this must not be the right one.
I love that. America, what's the word? What? If you want to get some, what do? You do The Bird. What the hell's the matter with you people?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the video. We got 3 other people over there that weren't very helpful. I'm trying to find the right one.
I like the part when he says chili sauce. You had to be there, I guess.
Maybe this is it. Nope.
Last call for alcohol. All right.
I wish I could dance like that.
I think he might swear at the beginning, so you might want to be careful with that, Josh.
That's always the fear.
I'm telling you, I don't care who you are or what you're going through. If you want to feel good, you listen to The Bird live.
What we could risk the swear. Or you guys want to get out of here right now? We could do that.
I would be ecstatic if you'd play that track for us, even just a little bit, Josh, and I'm telling you, you young people over there, you're all looking at me like he doesn't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Where the hell did I put the stupid?
Can I do just the recorded version?
Whatever the
You're
hell.
all right with that?
Whatever the hell.
Music has been taken out of this portion of the Half-Assed Morning Show podcast for licensing reasons.
Come on. I'm already smiling.
Yeah, the dancing is just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Looks like there's a swear word in the first lyric.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Even on the recorded
chili
version?
sauce.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I timed that chili sauce out perfectly, but Josh potted the music down and it sounded offbeat, but that was on beat.
He's flapping his arms like a bird. They all are. Oh, they're showing the audience. Everybody is.
Well, yeah, that's how it works, Josh.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're all doing The Bird.
Okay, I got to go to the concert.
Yeah. You can do that dance.
No way. He put his hair back with both his hands and man.
You could do The Bird. Don't be shy.
This is the first time I ever heard that
God
song.
dang it, that's twice I dumped the chili sauce on you and you potted the music down and it sounds like I'm not on beat, but I'm perfectly on beat.
My wife, when she goes to some of these shows, right, because she loves all this.
She does The Bird. I bet she knows how to do The Bird.
Oh, I'm sure, because I know, like, the older kids, they're in the same, she likes, I don't know, like hip-hop, Motown, rap, all that kind of stuff. And stuff that not necessarily my thing, but I know how much she's into it. And the kids they started to get kind of embarrassed because she'll dance, like the halftime show with Usher, she's dancing in the living room. And I thought, okay, let's calm down just a little bit. She was
adorable.
And I've heard at concerts it's out of control.
She was dancing around the living room this Super Bowl
to Usher.
To the Usher show. Okay. If you want to get some, what do?
The Bird.
Do The Bird. All right. Maybe before the show's over, we can find that live version because it's an effing party. Has anyone got any beer in their car?
No. Or my home. Oh, I do have beer at my house.
What are you doing? What the hell are you doing with beer in the house?
Well, my older children are both alcoholics, so they brought some over. So we got some beer in the house.
I'll be damned. Just when you think you know somebody. All right.
Chili sauce. I was off.
That was a little off.
Yeah, I was off.
You were close. Here we go. Here's what I got for you here. For starters, in today's Stupid News Report. Josh, you were right. It happened again, and now I owe you some money. A guy had his pecker bitten off for him by his own dog.
Yeah, not to be that guy, but I did tell you.
You were right. And I owe you even more money because the dog ate its owner's penis. And the incident happened in Germany. I don't know how you have the ability to predict these things, but you win again. That's the story the cops in Germany are going with. Dude had his pecker bitten off by his own dog, and the dog ate it.
I can't even imagine.
Neighbors called the police early in the morning a few days ago because a damn dog wouldn't stop barking. The barking was coming out the house there in the neighborhood. Neighbors couldn't stand it anymore. Just yap, yap, yap. Your dog kept barking. He called the cops. When the cops walked up on the house, all they heard was the sound of someone groaning in pain. They broke down the door. They had to break it down and found an older gentleman. He's laid out on the floor, and his dog is curled up next to him. They later found out this guy's 66 years old. There he was, laid out on the floor. He can't move. And the next thing they noticed was the poor bastard had no penis.
I've been accused of that. I'm actually probably only a couple years away from not really caring what happens to my penis. Pretty close. It means less and less to me over the years.
I've gotten there.
You were already there?
I don't really care.
Oh.
The guy had no penis. There aren't any details as to what exactly the cops saw. They don't, for whatever reason, this story does not include, was he nude? Was his fly down and there was blood everywhere? Did the dog have blood on its face? I wish I could tell you, but I don't have that info in front of me. What I can tell you is that the police quickly realized that this guy was about to die, and they sent him off to the hospital. The man's penis was never found. Nor did they find what they call here an instrument of the crime, like a knife or a scissors or a sword or a razor. So the cops have come to the conclusion at this point, that the effing guy's dog bit his Johnson off for him. They said the wound looked like it could be a dog bite mark.
Oh, it's in dog turds.
What's that?
The finger.
The
finger? It's a penis.
Or the penis, I mean.
I know yours might look like a pinky. Mine half a pinky. But yeah, we're talking about a penis.
Oh, you're trying to say that the dog has deuced this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that with traveler's checks. Never a penis.
Well, hopefully he didn't chew then.
Oh, you gotta think they're gonna reattach that thing, do you?
Oh, it's a dog. Of course he chewed. The dog, they say here, was a Jack Russell Terrier or something similar to that.
Those are cute. What if the dog didn't do it? Wouldn't you be pissed off if you're a canine just trying to be a dog and they're accusing you? What? You said I did what? Why would you think that I'm the type that would bite a penis off, chew it up, swallow it, and have blood all over my face? Yuck.
But nothing's for sure here yet. The German cops also said it's possible that this was a sex accident or a crime. So I'm not going to pay up just yet, Cubby, until we get an official word.
Oh, I don't think you should. You're right. It seems a little unlikely that it was the dog.
That's what they're leaning towards. That's what they're leaning towards. Possible. And again, you got to go back to that. They claim that the wound looks like a bite.
So it could have been a lady who bit it off.
Or a guy, you sexist pig.
Yeah.
I think they can tell the difference between a human bite and a dog bite.
Good, not great, Jesus says, so Wiener Schnitzel?
This poor bastard, the victim, whose pecker allegedly ended up being treated like a pepperoni, he's in a coma. So the cops have been unable to get him to tell the story of how his penis fell off. He can't make a sound. He's out cold. If the cops are right about this and the dog chewed a player's wang off, it says here right in front of me, chili sauce, it would not be the first time. It would not be the first time such an incident has been reported. In the year 2012, a 61-year-old Austrian man was attacked by a stray dog that bit his gear right off of him.
Oh, man, that's awful.
He was working on his bicycle when this dog upped and came out the woods or something.
Just out of nowhere.
No way.
I mean, maybe he had some loose fitting shorts and his wang was kind of swinging, and the dog thought, well, that looks like something I could...
There's a new squeaky toy.
Now, in this case, they found the guy's wad, and they were able to reattach it. But a dog come up out the woods and just... and he's just tuning up his bicycle. That's horrible.
I just love picturing that.
I had a dog. I don't like picturing that at all.
No.
just out of nowhere, dog.
We know what it sounds like when a guy gets terrible leg cramps after a bicycle ride. I wonder what it sounds like when you get your penis bit off after a bicycle ride.
Oh, my word.
There it is.
That's what it sounds like.
Some guy just walking down the sidewalk and sees it happen, and he says it in that exact way. Oh, my word.
That's ungodly.
What? Yeah! That's the leg cramp while cycling.
That's the leg cramp guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Fresh off a bicycle ride and his legs lock up on him.
I think he had that chair behind him.
Yeah, and you can kind of hear, right, he falls right into like a folding chair. You can kind of hear it. Right there.
Yep.
That was perfect that it happened to be right there.
All juice, no seeds. Jesus said he had his penis bit by a dog once. Thankfully, the dog only took the last 6 inches.
Oh, what a relief.
Still got a lot left to work with.
Chili sauce.
Nah, that
That's
one was
perfect.
No, it was just a bit off. You're like a bar behind. Which you have been behind a lot of bars, as a matter of fact.
All right, where do I go with this next one here? So far, what we've covered has been pretty graphic. What do I got here? Oh, in a town called New Delhi, which I believe they put that in India. Mm-hmm. Doctors at a hospital had to go ahead and remove 39 coins and 37 magnets from a dude's guts. The dumb bastard swallowed all that garbage because he thought that, quote, zinc helps in bodybuilding. That's completely lost on me right there. He thought that zinc would help to build his muscular frame.
I think they have supplements for that.
Yeah, you know that comes in pill form?
Mm-hmm.
It comes in what now? I've been eating loose change.
Yeah, what? I guess it is expensive, but...
X-rays showed massive metal clots forming in this guy's intestines. Word is he spent several weeks eating coins and magnets. When he showed up to the hospital, he said he'd been throwing up sideways for only 20 days.
Oh my gosh, dude.
20 straight days.
I think you're supposed to go in if it lasts like longer than 2 days or something.
His stomach hurt quite a bit, he said.
I bet.
I wonder what's bothering my tummy.
They had to dump emergency surgery on him. He damn near died. We were just talking about the gym a few days ago. Josh and I can tell you what'll help you out when it comes to bodybuilding, and that is when you bounce that bench press bar off your chest.
Yeah, if you're not giving a real good bounce, you're not doing it right.
That's how you get serious gains. You bounce that bar off your chest, and you bounce it hard. Hoppa!
Even if you hear a crack in the sternum, just keep going.
Boss Lady Jesus has a comment on our first story. Just a reminder, you guys remember the guy who had his penis bit off by his dog? The dog probably swallowed it, that kind of thing.
I
and
do.
Yep. Pooped it out.
From earlier, right?
Yeah, it was just a second ago. She said that her husband is listening right now, and later tonight he's going to growl at him a bunch in bed. Ha, ha, ha.
Don't be playing games like that. Hey, Wapple, write this down, as suggested by Paps Swilling Forklift Jesus. Maybe we should do the bicycle leg cramp guy for the incorrect answers on dad fights today.
Brilliant.
That's good.
Would you write it down yet? Dana, look over, make sure he writes it down.
He's writing it down.
Is he really, or is he just kind of writing F you guys for telling me what to do?
Yeah,
Hey!
He's actually drawing pictures of penises and a dog eating a penis. That is bizarre. Why would something like that be in your head?
Works too much plowing snow, Jesus. If you don't mind indulging me just for a second, he needs an early birthday shout out, I guess, because they might not be listening later. He wants to send a happy 14th birthday on Sunday to his favorite son, Paxton. Paxton, don't forget you're the favorite. Hope it's a good one. 14.
Oh, yeah, dude, we'll rearrange the show for you anytime you want.
Well, I take it back.
We got a friggin' show to put on here. All right, if you want to be one of those Instagram models and get all the attention in the world and presumably all that Instagram money, here's one way to do it. One of those gals has big, fat-ass bolt-on implants, so large that she says she can no longer clap her hands together.
But you could clap something else.
Oh,
Clap
I bet you're
those,
right.
Those milk cannons together, yeah. She can't get her hands together.
Make your hands clap.
That's crazy. How big?
They don't really seem that big to me.
They're as big
they're
as
very big.
Big as a house.
Maybe she's got little T-Rex arms.
Yeah,
Not
true.
really.
Maybe she's got shorter arms.
Now, just yesterday, I believe I was making fun of internet gals for how they all choose roughly the same predictable porn star sounding names. Many of them insist on a reference to a cat, kitty this and kitty cat that. Many of them refer to themselves as naughty this or that. If you're a blonde, have you noticed this, people who look at naked women on the internet? If you're a blonde, you must make mention of that. Absolutely must. If you're a mom, you also must make mention of that somewhere. Somewhere. Many of them insist on the name Bella being thrown in there. But anyway, this gal here with the cans so large she can't clap her hands, I give her all the credit in the world for her stage name. She went against the grain in a big way. If you want to look her up, she goes by the name of Sabrina Boing Boing.
That's awesome. That's my maiden name.
Sabrina Boing Boing.
She's a liar. There's no way she can't clap her hands together.
It seems...
You're calling Sabrina Boing Boing, of all people, a liar?
Take that back.
Are you crazy?
I never thought it'd be done, but she's a liar.
She says here she's on a mission to be the next Pamela Anderson, and then some.
Good luck.
Well, you really don't like Sabrina Boing Boing very much, do you?
What's your problem?
I feel bad for her.
She recently had 6 liters of silicone blasted into her breast cavities, or cavity, I don't know if there's 1 or 2, and now she can't clap her hands together. And everybody clap your hands. We're Lambda, 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 and Omega Mu. She believes this new look places her among the women with the largest breast implants in the world. They're huge, she says. Like I mentioned, she was inspired by Pamela Anderson. She wants to look just like Pammy. She's pretty much had every damn thing altered at one point or another. Like a lot of these gals, that's the route they take. Once they start, they can't stop. She had some fat shot into her ass cheeks because, of course, you have to have an absolute dump truck of an ass these days if you want the hip people to accept you.
The bigger, the better.
She spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and on from there. You've heard it all before. But it's Sabrina Boing Boing.
That's the best thing about her.
Don't forget it.
Sabrina Boing Boing.
That is the best thing about it. I was inspired by reading about Sabrina Boing Boing, and I looked up some of the more ridiculous porn star names of all time. You wanna hang around for this, Josh?
I love these.
That's fun.
Ridiculous.
I love that. I love the titles of the movies.
You got Gingervitis. That's another thing about the hot girls on the internet. If you're a redhead, you almost certainly must include something about ginger this or red that. Yep. You can't just allow people to look at the pictures and figure out that you have red hair. You must put. So there's a porn star out there named Gingervitis, Rocky Balboner, Tom Wanks, Kelly Lingus, John Cutesack.
Is having a cute sack a good thing?
Clint.
I'd like one. I got a gross sack.
Clint Orris.
That's fun.
Bill Clinton. Teen Laquifa.
Oh.
Jack Reacher. Scarlet Flo. What's her specialty?
Man, oh man.
Vagelina Holy. Anna Lee.
But reading that's more fun.
Yeah, that took me a sec.
Luke Thywalker, Woody Johnson, and Jenny Thalia.
Luke Thywalker?
That's right, Ashley. Speaking of all that silly plastic surgery, here's a gal in Turkey. She signed up for some plastic surgery on her effing face. And doctors did whatever it was that she asked for. And then she tried to sneak out of the hospital without paying.
You'll dine and dash at the hospital.
Because hell,
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
They'll never recognize her, right?
Yeah, she's a completely different person.
She was caught on video trying to get away without paying for her surgery. Some random schmuck recorded her with their cellular telephone. You can see the video. Is it up on our website?
It might. This was a few days ago. It might be up there. I can't remember.
There she is out on the street outside the hospital in her hospital robe and slippers. Her face is effing mangled and swelled up, covered in bandages. And she's arguing with the doctors and nurses who are trying to stop her from getting away. She's cussing and swearing at everybody. I'd love to know what her argument might have been.
Yeah, they look pissed.
Because it's one thing just to get caught and take your medicine. She's arguing back and forth. What was her argument? We fixed your face, you got to pay us.
I was just going to my car to get my purse.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't look like that.
That's where my health savings account card is.
Word is she sat down with doctors and agreed on the procedure and the price, but as soon as she could get her ass up out of that hospital bed, she made a run for it. Well, you cheap bastard.
Badass mother, she's just said those names, hurt her brain.
It's tough. It's tough sometimes to wrap your head around such nonsense. I know what you're talking about. Big Mama Sheezes, who is she?
She badass mother Sheezes.
Badass mother? Are you a blonde? You have red hair? You mentioned that you're a mother. You're falling right into line with all the Instagram and TikTok tropes. Is that the word, Josh? Tropes?
That works.
Is that not a word?
No, you're right on it.
Good deal.
Stand-up comic girl Sheezes said the woman with the big breast can't clap her hands together because she has major nerve damage to her upper torso. You're onto something.
Yeah.
God, dang. All right. Jesus Christ.
Lives in Brainerd, Jesus said he loves the name Maxie Patty.
God.
I haven't heard that one.
She and that Scarlet Flo should make a movie together.
Gross.
Well, it's just going to keep things clean if they're working together, Ashley.
I didn't
you
know
let Scarlet Flo on her own is going to be a problem, but you get Maxie Patty in there and they become a...
I never thought of people actually making porn like that.
I thought you were kind of the resident expert on pornography.
Yeah, but...
I'm sorry. You were right there with Nick.
Hell is going on around here?
Well, the porn websites, once they, recognize what you like, that's all they kind of feed you. So I haven't gone down that rabbit hole.
I got a long weekend.
What holes have you gone down, out of curiosity?
All the other ones.
Josh, it's not a campsite we're going to talk about next year. It's a glamp site.
Yes, glamping.
Bougie.
People like to glamp.
It's frustrating to say that out loud. Glamp site. It is. And I'm even a little more frustrated because this story comes out of England. I'm not a fan of those people, but I'm not a fan. But we beat them in WW2, so I say cheerio, let's do it again. You know what I mean?
I had a t-shirt that said something similar.
Glamp site in England is going to go ahead and close down. They've been forced to close down because of all the loud English-sounding sex noises coming out of the joint in the middle of the night. The neighbors can't take it anymore.
You know what? That's something I never thought of. Is there an accent in moaning? It's sure dirty talk or whatever, but like in a moaning sound, would you be able to tell? Maybe that's our next game.
Yeah.
What's the nationality of this person experiencing the peak of intimacy and pure
ecstasy?
Other words. Yeah.
No,
Ecstasy.
I'm very curious now.
That's a great idea. I think I could tell between an American and an English orgasm.
I think I can too. I think I have made that distinction.
Pardon me?
What do you mean you've made that distinction?
In porn videos.
You closed your eyes and tried to guess if it was an American or an Englishman having an orgasm?
Well, did they speak beforehand? Did you already know?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't count. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can still tell in the accent.
I hear what you're saying there, but I was wondering if I just listened to a moaning sound.
Right.
We've all heard Dana's mom, so that's out. But if I just listened to that, could I say, oh, that's definitely not an American?
Yeah, it's not that impressive, Wapple, if you've heard the man or the woman speak and you can tell they're English and then they have an orgasm and you turn to whoever you're watching the porn with and you say, they're from England.
I still think I'd be able to.
If maybe you could if the title was English Lady Banging and Moaning Very Englishly.
Right. Was that part of did that tip you off?
Couple doing it on British Subway.
Okay, so here, Cat 6 Jesus is a regular watcher of British porn skis, as he puts it.
Okay.
And he can tell the difference. And then I wait a while, and they speak, and I'm usually right.
He's so good that he's like, he can always hear the dialects, too. He goes, I think that woman's from Nottinghamshire County, actually.
Yep, that's the Isle of Wight. I recognize that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just taking a guess here that I think here, we all know the English, or at least the theory is that they're so much more proper than we are. Right?
Yeah.
In America, when we have an orgasm, we just kind of,
gross, I say.
In England, I bet they say something like, all right.
That would be
done.
awful. Just over and over again.
That was smashing. Thank you.
That was smashing.
Well done. Come on. Come on, you.
Cheerio.
I'm going to head off to the loo and clean myself up.
But I bet maybe they're no different. But we could try it if you want sometime, Josh.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know. I mean, maybe there's certain dialects that we could and couldn't tell.
You there. Brace yourself. That's what they say right before orgasm. Hey, you there. You better hang on to something real quick. Come on.
If someone said brace yourself
to
me, I would be like, what?
I'd be terrified.
I would legitimately be kind of nervous and I'd push my arms back, hold on to something. And, what do you mean by this?
Okay, here, I'm going to do one more imitation of an English orgasm. Hey, you there. That's semen there, isn't it? Isn't it?
They probably have a different name for it. They name things.
Yeah, they call it like...
thanks for...
blubber or something like that. That's blubber. Hey, good blubber.
Blubber. What do you think a Canadian would sound like?
Oi there, mate. Hold on to your ass.
Hey, because an English person might thank you for rogering them in their flat. Where you'd have to kind of get a dictionary out. Yeah. What did they mean?
In England, they call it spunk.
Oh,
spunk? I've heard that term before.
Yeah. Yeah, the Australians, the English. I'm glad that we're enemies with these people.
I don't think that we are.
Here's what happened at this
long time ago
glamp site. Jesus, we got to get going here. I'll spit this out real quick. Late night. What happened?
I'm sorry. A text got me.
A text message?
I don't even know if I can get through this. Is thou ready for mine arrival on your bosoms? I'd be able to tell. If they said that, I'd know.
Gotta be English.
I must kill the queen. All right. Here's this glamp site over there in stupid England. And they're going to have to shut it down because it's too noisy. Neighbors complained about, and there's something specific in here that's really fun. And it's going to cause us to run late. But I can't help myself. Are you worried about time today, Josh? It's Friday,
no,
right?
The nice thing about nobody listening to this radio station is advertisers take notice, don't buy ads, so we're light on ads.
We're light on ads.
Yeah, so we get a little extra time.
Neighbors complained about the late night parties, noisy sex, swearing, and loud karaoke. Really? They even threw that into the mix. And the neighbors complained about one specific karaoke song that was pissing them off. They said that the folks at the glamp site would sing, quote,
"In the jungle,"
a delusional version of the song Islands in the Stream. Really, honestly, one neighbor was pissed because he thought that the two people who sang Islands in the Stream for their karaoke song one night were trying too hard to be Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. That is effing hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Doing it a disservice.
And anybody with any decent musical taste knows that if you're going to sing a Kenny Rogers duet, anyone knows, if you have any decent musical taste, Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer by Kenny and Kim Carnes buries effing Islands in the Stream. And that's tough for me to say because I'm a big fan of the Gibb brothers who wrote that tune. But Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer buries Islands in the Stream. But if you want to keep talking about Kenny Rogers duets, the worst is when he and Sheena Easton sang We've Got Tonight, the Bob Seger song.
Oh,
they are garbage on that track.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah, that was bad.
There was passion behind that.
Bob Seger did not deserve that. What Kenny Rogers and Sheena Easton did to a beautiful song like We've Got Tonight. But when Kenny and Kim Carnes sing Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer, gets me every time. Now it's morning and the phone rings and you say you gotta get your things together. Chili sauce.
Oh, you nailed it.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They even got some of that high-class British porn. Almost. There we are.
Well done. MLB players are slamming the league's new uniforms because their pants are see-through. I get the feeling this year we're going to see a lot more dingers.
Oh, my damn. We had some fun there a few minutes ago, Josh, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we all learned something.
We were trying to
wish we
imagine.
could forget.
Are you trying to forget some of it?
I'm trying to forget a little bit of it.
We were trying to imagine what English people sound like when they have sex, when they orgasm even.
And if we could tell, if we just heard it, could we tell they're English?
Or where they're from, just in general.
Yeah.
Got a hilarious text from It's Bigger When It's Warm Out Jesus. You want to know what English people sound like when they're having sex, Josh?
Heck yeah.
He knows what they say to each other. You know what they say?
What do they say?
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
That's good.
I want to make this real quick because at 7:30, here comes the two guys whose names I can't think of.
Brad and Randy.
Brad and Randy. We're going to go with this and that, talk about and then we'll get to a dad fight. They'll go at it, a little trivia competition later. For now, I'll just tell you something or another about the Pigs. Well, they had a 1-0 lead last night. Did you guys see that?
I read about it. Yeah.
And then
they lost it pretty quick.
The Nashville Predators scored the next 6.
Nice.
They lost
Kept it close.
6-1. They got a game tomorrow night. They're at home against the well, maybe they're not at home. I don't remember. But they played the St. Louis effing. Kind of disappointing. You know, this was a big game last night. Now they're 8 points out of that last playoff spot. It's 22, 23 games. I don't know. But folks were kind of looking forward to last night's game, and then they got pumped. Like I said, Brad and Randy, well, Ashley said it. I couldn't come up with it. But those guys will be showing up here about a half hour. We'll have a dad fight segment. Don't go anywhere. Josh's news coming up right away.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Our customers are our top priority, whether that's providing same-day service or solving a cooling issue for that addition on your home. Ashley, tell our listeners about this month's AC specials.
Get started on your spring cleaning checklist now. With the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to get your AC tuned up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get $40 off a furnace or AC tune-up, or double your savings and get $80 off when you get them done at the same time. Visit standardheating.com to save now.
Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but are you enjoying this show on Google Podcasts? You should know that the Google Podcasts app is going away this spring. That's right, going away, gone as in no longer available. You can still enjoy this show elsewhere, though. Try out Spotify or Amazon Music, or maybe TuneIn is more your style. Whatever app you switch to, be sure to follow so you never miss the next episode. And thanks for listening, wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Some people find the content of the sign was amusing, but the big problem is public safety. Those signs are out there to help our traffic on the roadways to stay safe.
The owner of an electronic sign in Washington said a message warning drivers about, quote, angry raccoons ahead was the work of no good pranksters. The sign displayed the perplexing message during the Wednesday morning commute, and the City Public Works Department officials said they had no information on the sign or any information about angry raccoon activity in the area. Mike Beggs, the co-owner of the company contracted by Public Works to provide the sign for a construction project, said the sign was hacked by unknown pranksters. He said someone twisted the lock on the back of the sign to open it up and was able to access its controls and change the displayed message. That's the first time that's happened that I can remember. Somebody had to know what they were doing, he said. Perhaps an inside job. Beggs said he was relieved the message was something inoffensively humorous. We're fortunate that it wasn't rated R, he said.
We were pretty surprised. We thought it was pretty funny, so we decided to go back and take some more pictures of it.
Workers at the nearby Little Garden Cafe said the area is infamous for its squirrel population, but they weren't aware of any raccoon-related incidents.
Oh, B.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Crowds lined up.
You made it fun, is what happened there, John.
No. It was you guys.
Yes.
It's an effort of a bunch of people here that make it happen every day. Crowds lined up in San Francisco on Wednesday to see and smell the blooming of an endangered tropical flower, which releases a terrible odor when it opens once every several years. Known as the infamous corpse flower, the pungent plant began blooming Tuesday afternoon at the California Academy of Sciences, a research institution and museum. The plant blooms for 1 to 3 days every 7 to 10 years. During the bloom, it releases a powerful smell, described by some as rotting food, sweaty socks, or a dead body, very wobbly in many occasions.
So more or less a bunch of hippies showed up to smell something that's worse than a fart.
You know what's weird is I've always wanted to do this. I know it happened here a couple years ago, and it's strange to think I want to go smell something that everyone agrees is absolutely awful.
Yeah, I want to do it too, Josh.
But there's a temptation.
Yeah. Something about it.
But on the flip side, if a friend says, "Oh, smell this, it's terrible," I don't want to do it.
That's a good point.
But the corpse flower, it's natural, it's from the earth.
These corpse flowers are huge, too.
Yeah, they're big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
they're
I've never
massive.
seen a picture of them, I guess.
The corpse flower is native to the Indonesian island of Sumatra, as you know.
Holy cow.
It's listed as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, with only less than 1,000 individual plants left in the wild.
Those are really cool looking. That is even more intriguing now.
Feed me, Seymour. It looks like something out of Little Shop of Horrors.
It does.
One of my buddies, growing up...
Here we go.
One of my buddies, his mom couldn't smell. That was the coolest thing ever. We could just smoke weed in the house. They wouldn't know.
Oh, that would have been sweet in high school. Yeah.
It was great.
She does sound like a cool lady.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You don't got to shower or nothing before you fire her down. That whole, you know what I'm saying?
A strip club.
Do you want to make any comments, sexual comments about her, Wapple, or are you going to leave me hanging on that?
I didn't do anything with her sexually.
I didn't ask if you did anything with her.
How'd you feel about her sexually?
Not very good.
Really?
No.
Nothing?
Not very good.
But you could play...
Didn't want my mom's, or my friend's mom.
I didn't mean to put you on that kind of a spot. I just wondered if you had any jokes. You could play a month's worth of beer league hockey.
Yeah, you could.
And crawl into the sack with her, and she ain't going to say a damn thing.
All right, you got a bad tummy ache and you got to, fix that problem? Maybe she'll never know.
Yeah.
Never know what's going on. A strip club patron was walloped in the face with a stack of cash by a female worker late Tuesday night at Body Talk, a gentleman's club in Florida.
Jesus, we're loaded with rat references here this morning, aren't we?
We are. The victim acknowledged to police the women were upset he wasn't tipping. The man, apparently ignorant of topless club etiquette, said he never saw any sign stating that he had to tip. But a friend told police the man was drunk and had been loudly talking about how much money he had and not wanting to provide a tip, which apparently led to a 9 p.m. confrontation with 28-year-old Victoria Jones.
She whooped his ass?
She did.
Good.
She told deputies the man was drunk and being rude and had been following employees from table to table, insulting them. So she picked up a small stack of money and threw it in his cheap face. The club's surveillance cameras recorded Jones and the victim exchanging words before Jones hit the man with the cash and then followed up with an open hand strike. Ka-cha! Court records didn't say in what capacity Jones works at Body Talk or how many crisp singles were involved in the alleged attack, but she was arrested for battery.
You know, you never know what you're going to get over there at the Boom Boom Room. That's what makes it so much damn fun.
Never. Well, I was going to say I never saw any drama, but I did. Unfortunately, a friend of a coworker of ours decided to spray a fire extinguisher all over the gentleman's establishment. That was embarrassing.
That's smart.
I saw some dudes get their asses whooped at the Boom Boom. Hell, 30 years ago, it was one of the most fun moments of my life.
It's one of my favorite stories.
Oh, did they get whooped. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I've never seen something like that. Police arrested 2 people yesterday in St. Paul accused of robbing a small Hopkins grocery store of roughly $100,000 from a safe at gunpoint, even blindfolding 3 employees with duct tape and fleeing in one of the victim's vehicle for add insult to injury there. Authorities apprehended a man and a woman late yesterday morning at a residence while law enforcement searched a home in connection with the robbery back on February 15th. What the store employees endured was horrific and deeply affected them, the Hopkins police chief said. 2 people with handguns locked the store entrance and pistol whipped an employee they thought was lying about the safe combination. The employee gave up the combination under threat of death, and the suspects were able to grab about $100,000 and steal a handgun from one of their victims.
That's great.
Their hands were duct taped to their heads, covering their eyes. All 3 victims forced into the store bathroom before the suspects fled in one of the victims' SUV. Also stolen were cell phones, keys to the store, and one employee's house keys and driver's license. Authorities are continuing to gather evidence with the help of the FBI as that investigation continues.
Jesus.
A man's late-night Wendy's run on his birthday of all days landed him behind bars simply because he threatened to kill an employee and smashed her hand into the drive-thru window over a refund. Reginald Baker, who turned 25 on the day of the incident, was arrested and charged with battery after what unfolded at a Wendy's in Florida after midnight on Saturday. Shortly before midnight, deputies responded to the fast food restaurant in reference to a disturbance. When they arrived, they found Baker standing at the drive-thru window outside his vehicle, showing signs of possible drug or alcohol impairment or both. Baker said he was just trying to get some food, and the Wendy's employee wouldn't give it to him. He said he knocked on the window to get the employee's attention because he wanted a refund for his food. The Wendy's supervisor involved in the incident said Baker started to punch the window and threatened to kill her. The 2 got into a squabble over keeping the window open or closed, which led to Baker allegedly smashing the employee's hand with said window. "I'll kill you," another Wendy's employee heard Baker say. When the employee locked the window, Baker allegedly spit upon it. Thankfully, the manager wasn't injured, and Baker spent the rest of his birthday in jail.
Yuck.
Probably never got that food either.
Nothing. A trio of sculptures will soon stand outside Burnsville City Hall to honor the 3 first responders recently killed in the line of duty. What a nice gesture. The life-size bronze figures of a firefighter, a paramedic, and a police officer were commissioned by the Burnsville Community Foundation as a gift to the city and will be placed temporarily outside City Hall. The foundation said the sculptures, which were not made in the image of any specific individual, convey the spirit of reaching out and protecting those who need help. Every Friday on 93X.com, we post the most notable new releases for the week in rock. And this week, we get a new solo album from one of the greatest frontmen of all time, Bruce Dickinson, with the Mandrake Project. The Mandrake Project is Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dickinson's first solo album since 2005's Tyranny of Souls. And features for the first time ever a guitar solo performed by Dickinson himself. Not exactly Dave Murray or Adrian Smith, but that's pretty cool that Dickinson is doing that. He said, by the way, on Loudwire.com, "Yes, I did a guitar solo. It was my first guitar solo in recorded history and my last guitar solo in recorded history." He decided it's not for him.
I'd listen to Bruce Dickinson play a effing... Give me the dorkiest instrument of all time.
Didgeridoo.
A sitar.
Go ahead.
Sitars are kind of cool, I think.
It actually is.
I'll listen to it. There's nothing cool about a sitar.
Oh, really?
Absolutely nothing.
I find everything cool about a sitar. It's a guitar. You replace the G with an S, and then you sit around and probably smoke a lot of pot. I picture somebody has a sitar, everybody else is with a hookah. That's what I always picture, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the sitar goes one way, the hookah goes the other way.
Also out this week, New Year's Day, Half Black Heart. First new album from New Year's Day since 2019 features the hit single Vampire with a Y.
Where the hell do they put the Y?
Right where the you might expect an I.
That's creative.
Yeah, I thought so too. Sitar, guitar, same thing. Dune Part 2 is now in theaters. Following the film's premiere earlier this week, the reviews for Dune Part 2 have been overwhelmingly positive.
I know a guy who won't shut up about it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I bet he's a douchebag. The consensus seeming to be it's both one of the best sequels and one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. Today on Netflix, Spaceman. I know a guy who won't shut up about this. It's my guy, Nick. He can't wait to see Adam Sandler playing an astronaut on a solitary 6-month research mission at the edge of the solar system. And he meets a telepathic creature voiced by that weirdo Paul Dano. Again, that's called Spaceman.
That's dramatic.
Is this supposed to be creepy or something?
Yeah, it seems that way. I like Paul Dano, but he kind of scares me at the same time. He's one of those guys.
What the hell is he doing agreeing to work with Sandler?
Also today, the Apple TV Plus streaming premiere of Napoleon, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Joaquin Phoenix. Then Sunday on Max, the premiere of The Regime, a limited series starring Kate Winslet as the dictator of a fictional European country who becomes increasingly paranoid and unstable. The Regime also stars Hugh Grant.
How do they expect Americans to take an interest in that? What do we know about leaders who become increasingly unstable?
Well, that's why you watch, right? You experience something.
It's like sci-fi, fantasy.
It's just a total fantasy?
Yeah.
It's going to take us a while to wrap our heads around it.
You have to suspend disbelief, Nick, when you watch something like that.
I'm not following this.
Yeah, you got to suspend disbelief. That's the key to something like that. It's a 93X Smells Like the 90s weekend starting at 5 o'clock today. I know, gross.
Smelly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hated the 90s.
Yeah, there's parts of it I liked.
No, there isn't.
There's a couple things.
What, a sitar solo?
Yeah, I like a sitar solo every once in a while. I like the electric sitar.
Effing hated every single solitary thing about the 90s.
So the plan, Dana, is it's all the 90s this weekend starting at 5. No frosted tips. Don't bring those. You told us before you've had frosted tips.
Oh, yes.
Necklaces, can't wear them.
And the type of frosted tips that if they weren't done right, because you'd have somebody from school do it, they'd come out orange, and it would just look awful.
Yeah, boy, those were big.
Yeah.
The frosted tips. Thank you to War Daddy Jesus for his 20 years of service in the Army, keeping us safe and looking fly in that uniform. He's a regular texter, good guy, funny dude. Mm-hmm. Shout out to
you owe this guy money or something?
Do I owe him money?
Yeah.
No, I'm thanking him for his service and stuff. And I owe him, I owe him a great deal of money. I have lost a lot of money in some gambling endeavors, some bad investments.
Very bad at Pygo, Josh is.
Shout out to Waconia Hospital phlebotomist Jesus, who always kicks butt at work, from Logan Heating Jesus. Pull tab voyeur Jesus said she's not trying to brag, but today's her Friday. Also, congratulations from your friends here at 93X on your last day at your job, and good luck at the new one on Monday. Shout out to Todd at Caterpillar, celebrating his 25th anniversary there.
Todd? You're kidding me.
Godspeed to two sets of twins, Jesus, bringing the whole circus to Mexico tomorrow morning for 8 days. Best of luck to Wisco Dells Jesus, heading in to get LASIK this afternoon. Said he's a little nervous about it. You'll do fine. A lot of us have done it here. You'll be fine. You're going to have itchy, scratchy eyes today. But outside
sleep
of that,
is the best. Keep your eyes closed.
Yeah, sleep. You'll be good. Good luck to Sits on Baby Jesus, having another fertility appointment today. Happy 37th to Network Specialist Jesus. Happy birthday to Mandy from Bison Meat Jesus. Happy 70th to Dragon Master Mike Jesus. And happy birthday to the greatest promotions director any of us could ever ask for. Our friend and esteemed colleague Ryder has a birthday today. And all of us except Wapple hope it's a great one.
Yeah.
What's your problem, Wapple?
You heard me, Ryder.
I never liked her.
All of us except Wapple and Nick hope it's a great one.
Yeah, all of her attitude around here.
I miss Doug.
You know what? I do miss Doug. No offense to Ryder. Doug was great.
Doug was our best.
Graham, I miss Graham.
Oh, Graham.
Definitely Graham.
That's not reaction.
Please welcome people's sexiest man alive, Mr.
Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I'm trying out social media.
I've been here 12 years, and 11.9 of those years, you're saying I'm never going on social media.
Instagram is for fools, and that social media is for dummies, and people living in their basement. It's for business. So you gonna be sliding in people's DMs?
I don't even know what that means. You got to teach me how to slide.
No, we ain't teaching you how to slide.
How do you add something to your story?
I've never used it. I got some.
Oh,
you got somebody to post for you? Hell, no, it ain't real. You gotta post yourself, man.
Well, I'm learning, man.
Every time you send out a picture, you got a hashtag OnlyFans.
No, Don't listen to it.
Whatever picture you send out, just hashtag OnlyFans.
Don't listen to it. For OnlyFans of mine? No, don't listen to him. Do not listen to this.
Hey, welcome to the show, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Friday.
My Friday, too.
Is it your Friday, too, Brad Ryder?
Yes.
My Friday, too.
How did that happen?
I like when it lines up like that. Nick, I kind of wonder if we'll ever have a conversation with you like Shaq and Charles Barkley did, where you come in here and say, I've decided to get on social media.
Oh, my gosh.
Charles Barkley has joined Instagram. Is that what was happening last night on Inside the NBA? And he has no idea what's going on. And so it sounds like Kenny and Shaq were teasing him. But like you were just referencing, Josh, I have no idea how that stuff works. So what were they busting his balls about?
Just that, well, one, he doesn't know anything about it. The main thing was he said forever he's been anti-social media, like you have, and all of a sudden he's on it.
Okay.
And also that he doesn't post his own stuff. He's got somebody for it.
But weren't they trying to trick him into getting on OnlyFans?
They were trying. At the end, Shaq says, well, yeah, what you need to do is make sure you hashtag OnlyFans at the end of every post.
And that's porno stuff, right? OnlyFans?
Well, if not if you ask the guy that started OnlyFans. He's very prickly about that.
Oh, is he prickly?
But that's the impression I get.
I don't know the guy. What do I care if he gets prickly about it? That's funny. So Charles is on Instagram. Randy, Brad Ryder, are you guys on Instagram?
I'm not.
OnlyFans?
Oh,
I'm
that'd
not.
be nice.
No.
I am not on either one.
I have a Twitter account, but I do not tweet. So if you're going to follow me on there, you're going to be very disappointed. I just use it to.
I think even if you did tweet, people would be disappointed.
Well, you're probably right. You're probably. That sounds like something Randy would say, but
I was just being Randy.
I just follow it to catch up on news and stuff.
Who are the famous people you guys have tweeted with?
I don't tweet, so I don't tweet with anybody.
Tweeted to.
Oh, I mean,
men are killing each other in the background.
Everything okay?
That's crazy.
There's a couple.
This is the football
dungeon?
team down in the weight room again.
They're doing it on purpose now. They must have heard about it because that was really loud.
That was loud.
Hey,
They're
boys.
getting jealous of leaf blower guy.
They might be.
Yeah.
Fellas, if any of you are listening in the weight room below Brad Ryder's office, make a hell of a lot of noise. I mean a hell of a lot of noise.
Yeah, go for it.
All
Big
right,
time.
we'll give it some time here.
Randy, you said
Hang on, Ashley. We're looking for the...
Takes like 15 to 20 seconds to get there.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not listening.
They're not listening. In fact, I see
Like the
some of
rest
them
of the Twin
walking
Cities.
out of the building now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What were you going to ask, Ashley?
Are you sure you don't have an Instagram, Randy? Am I following somebody that's not you?
I do have an Instagram. I don't use it, Ashley.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't following some fake profile.
No, it's through the TV station, but I am not an Instagram person, so I don't ever go on there.
But isn't Twitter all about bothering famous people?
No,
I mean, you can reach out.
Really.
So who have you tried to talk to?
Who have I tried to talk to?
Any of you?
Well, I had a tweet. I don't have Twitter anymore, but I had a tweet liked by the guitar player of Megadeth. Well, former guitar player of Megadeth, Pico Lorera.
That's pretty sweet.
And that made my day.
That is pretty cool.
Randy,
I guess.
Randy Shaver, you've never reached out to...
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, I've chatted with...
Why is everyone being so secretive about this? I know you've bothered famous people on Twitter.
No, I haven't, because other people can see my tweets, and that's like,
Sure.
pardon this word, Nick, but that's very cringy.
I'm looking at my Twitter account right now. I've sent 8 tweets in the last 4 years, and 5 of them have to do with Randy's Cancer Research Fund.
And the other 3 were to...
Please, Randy, can I please come to one of these?
To OnlyFans.
And the other 3 were to Scarlett Johansson.
Sure.
ScarJo.
No.
All right, fair enough. I won't bother you about your Twitter pages, I guess. Well, that's cute. I don't know. Maybe one day I will want to be on Instagram and Twitter. I don't know. And you'll have to hold my hand just like they're holding Charles there. We got a dad.
You're not missing anything. Let's put it that way.
Is that right, Randy?
No, you're not.
Wapple seems to think I'm missing something.
Oh, the ladies.
Oh!
There's a lot of ladies on Twitter.
Chicks?
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, I can't be scrolling through Twitter in like a public place with my brightness all the way up, that's for sure.
Because of what you're looking at?
Just they pops up on my timeline all the time.
Well, because isn't that just a product of what you've looked at before?
Who you're following?
Yeah, who I'm following.
So, Randy, how come you're dummying down the chicks? Wapple says there's fly honeys up and down. You're acting like that's not a thing.
That's not part of what I...
That's for his burner accounts. That is official.
Yes. I've got 5 other phones here that I operate.
Randy's got a Finsta.
Dana, the brother and sisterhood is reminding me. I don't remember all the details, but weren't you blocked by a famous person?
I wasn't blocked, but I didn't even tag her in the tweet. But and rest her soul, she passed away last year. But I'd said something disparaging about Kirstie Alley, and her fans pointed it out to her, and all her fans just went after me relentlessly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What in the hell did you say about Kirstie Alley?
I said something about how much I preferred the Diane Chambers years.
That's just straight up. That's just straight up mean and stupid, is what that is.
It was like right when Twitter had started too, like 2010 or 11, like right when I first gotten on it, and I spouted off, and her fans, oh man, they might give Swift fans a run for their money. They were intense coming after me with all sorts of threats.
Really?
I loved the Rebecca Howe character.
But then did you pick up a bunch of Shelley Long followers?
Hey, did they stand up for you?
I don't know how big the Shelley Long army is on social media these days.
Been awesome.
Is this true? Killer Jesus said Brad's not on OnlyFans, but I hear he's big on Lonely Fans.
Farmers only.
That would be perfect.
Farmers only.
Farmers only would be a good spot for you.
Lonely fans, Brad just sitting in front of the computer with the webcam on, says 0 viewers.
Any day now.
He's eating ice cream and crying.
Any day, they're coming.
You speak the language of the farming community and the lonely. You do.
Correct. That covers a lot of people.
We're going to have the two of yous go have face-to-face, butt-to-butt, everybody busted. We're going to have that dad fight here in about 20 minutes, but we got to cover some things. The first two things I wanted to cover are a couple of videos that I think everyone should get a look at today. Did everyone, I imagine Josh has watched this multiple times and is probably calling his bank to find out what he has available to spend so he can buy a jet suit. Did everyone see the jet suit race?
Yes.
Oh.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. I thought that you posted that. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
This was in a town called Dubai. I'm not sure where the hell they put that, but they
fancy.
They slapped jet suits on the backs of some pilots, and they raced around Dubai. They're hovering right above the water of some river or God knows what. It looks like I'm watching what's that movie again? With Robert
Iron Man.
Iron Man. It looks like Iron Man. Did this not look incredible to you?
Oh, that looked like so much fun.
You're in love with
the
this?
suits and everything. I thought it was great.
1,500 horsepower. They can go 80 miles an hour.
It's crazy.
And I like that these aren't attached to cables like some of those other ones you see.
Or they're not using the water like a hydro thing.
Mm-hmm. No, they
Those look awesome though.
They can kind of spray themselves all around town.
Yeah.
And don't get cute with that.
I would be so nervous. I would fly this right into the water.
Waffles would go backwards.
Oh, I think everyone. Are you kidding me? You think any of the rest of us would step into that with any confidence? Hell no, I'd be terrified.
I'd be pretty nervous.
And one dude did punch himself straight into the water. He did, but he was okay. He didn't know how to quite handle all that horsepower, and he just kind of right into the drink. But
it's got to be like a golf cart then at that point, and it doesn't work anymore, right, Randy?
Dude.
Oh,
Why?
funny.
It's his Friday. Why would you do that?
Check that.
Really.
He's got to tweet something mean about you on one of his burner accounts.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot. Did
Brad's
someone
going to say something good about me?
I doubt it.
Did someone say that this is up on our website?
It's not right now,
Undetermined.
but I'll find it and get it up there.
Check that out. And then also, if you can, check out video. Maybe some of you have heard of this guy already. It's the first time I've heard of him. And this is the best athlete nickname that I've heard in a long
It is
time.
so good.
Randy, go ahead. You say it.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's right.
And he does not look like an athlete whatsoever. That makes it even
It
better.
is so good. I watched so much video of him last night.
Oh, it's
hilarious.
In case you weren't paying attention, he did not say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He said cream, like the old Prince song, like that garbage that folks put in their coffee. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He's the second coming of a slower, thicker Larry Bird at Indiana State.
Mm-hmm.
with goggles.
He is a Sycamore. Plays
Yes,
at
he
Indiana
is.
State.
And he's good.
He is good.
Yes.
I had never heard of the guy up until this morning.
I haven't heard of him until now either.
Real name is Bobby Avila, I think it is.
Robbie
Avila.
Avila or Avila.
Yeah.
Best new nickname in sports, hands down, because he's a white guy. Cream Abdul-Jabbar.
Brilliant.
I mean, and that is such a great name, but my favorite thing about him is he does not look athletic. He looks like the type of kid that would maybe manage a team, not necessarily play on a team.
He's got the rec specs. You know, in the article they say they're the exact same goggles that Kareem. No, they're not. They're not.
They don't look the same at all.
Over-exaggerating a little,
Right.
but he does have the specs.
Yes.
He's a big dude. What is he? I didn't get his height.
6'8", 6'9", probably.
He's pretty smooth, though, at times.
Yeah,
But
he is.
absolutely.
He does
he is.
not look the part. Some folks are calling him the college Jokic. But he dumped a bunch of points in a game the other night, and it kind of he gathered much more attention because of this big game he had the other night. So everyone's talking about
He had 35 the other night.
Cream Abdul-Jabbar.
I want to say this is the best Indiana State team since Bird played. I think they've been ranked a couple times throughout the season.
There's no way I could argue that, but they are.
Well, good. Let's get this guy in the tournament then.
They're 25-5, 16-3 in conference.
Let's get this guy in the tournament.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What are they? What is the name of that? Mississippi? What conference are they in? I don't know.
Mississippi Valley?
Is that it? I don't know.
Missouri Valley.
Missouri Valley. That's got to be it. Yeah.
It looks like he's 240 pounds, 6'10".
All steel.
Okay, I'm just seeing a picture of him. 240 is pretty generous.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised it's only 240.
He reminded me.
ESPN.
He reminded me of Bryant Reeves, Big Country. He reminded me of Big
I
Country.
think a quicker version of Bryant Reeves.
But Cream can even shoot the three, 40%
Yes, he can.
from the three-point
Yeah.
line. Check him out. Basketball fans, you'll like him if you haven't.
Guy can play.
If you haven't bumped into him just yet. All right. I said earlier the Pigs had a 1-0 lead in last night's hockey game.
They did.
But then Nashville wanted to be, bitches about it and score the next 6 goals and pretty much thumped our club last night.
Yeah, not good.
And this was kind of a hyped matchup. Like this is the team that the boys, got to be able to play with if they want to make the playoffs. And they got pumped.
Yeah.
So they're 8 points out of the Western Conference's final playoff
with
spot.
3 teams ahead of them, too.
22 games left, I think, Randy Shaver.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disappointing. There's no doubt. But there's still a lot of season left, and so we'll see what happens.
Nashville's won 7 in a row.
It'd be nice to see the Wild get healthy enough to have their full team out there.
Who are they missing right now?
Well, they're missing our guy.
Oh, Foligno, yeah.
They're missing our guy.
They'll play tomorrow night against the St. Louis Blues. The NFL,
which is ahead of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you you're right. These are clubs that are in competition for that.
These are big games.
22 games left. They've got to, in the next 10 games, cut that margin in half somehow.
The NFL Combine is up and going. They have a belching competition, a tricycle race where you have to drink a beer on every lap, a javelin toss. I believe there's a talent competition along the way at some point.
Swimsuit pageant.
Yes. Well, the big news out of there yesterday is Madison. Is the fact that the Vikings have told Alexander Madison that they are going to release him.
Well, who needs running backs anymore, right?
That's right. I was just going to say, this is another example of how the devaluation of the running back continues in the NFL. And not that Madison had a great year. He didn't. And he was, Ty Chandler, I think, outplayed him certainly at times. And Cam Akers came over from the Rams and did a pretty good job. But it's just further proof that the game has changed so much. We look at guys right now. Saquon Barkley's not coming back to the Giants. You look at Derrick Henry not coming back to Tennessee. The running back the money is not there anymore for prize running backs.
If you are a pure runner, if you're just a running back, running the ball. If you're one of those that can catch the ball, there's still a little bit of value.
Sure. Austin Eckler, guys like that.
Right, and McCaffrey, obviously.
Hey, Alexander Madison, he did all right for a while, but, like we said, who cares about running backs anymore? They're not necessary.
I will give the Vikings credit. The fact that they dumped Dalvin Cook when they did was the right move because the guy did not do anything last year for the Jets.
Here's where I was going this when I brought up the combine. Randy Shaver, you ran track in college, now albeit for a team that you really didn't need to be too good to make the team.
Oh, come on. What?
And during a time period when, track was probably at its lowest in popularity and overall talent level. But you still ran track in college.
The viewership was not there.
No, they didn't. No numbers.
No NIL money.
No.
Oh, there was certainly no NIL money. There's beer money.
So let me ask you this. If you're impressed by this, God, I wish my name was this cool. Kid coming out of the University of Texas. He's a defensive lineman. His name is Tavondre Sweat.
That's cool.
Okay.
He weighs 366 pounds. He ran the 40 yards.
366?
366.
Wow.
Tavondre Sweat. He ran a 40-yard dash in 5.66 seconds.
Okay.
People are falling all over this. They're saying, "Wow, a big guy. Is that good?"
For that for weighing that much, absolutely.
Right. What would a good time be for someone who is
4.3?
4.3.
I mean, a 4.3 is kind of
4.4,
yeah, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. Those are the times that you look for receivers and defensive backs.
I want to see a 40-yard dash competition where Tavondre Sweat goes against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That would be fun. I could do a 4.3 in minutes if they could do that.
There's an NFL prospect, they start interviewing these kids and this and that when the combine kicks in. An NFL prospect, Texas Tech defensive back by the name of Tyler Owens, he said he doesn't believe in the existence of outer space or other planets.
I kind of think some of these guys do this just to get their name in.
It's got to be.
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
Now, are we not going to draft him now, or what?
No, we're not going to draft him. Of course, there's plenty of people who say these things just for attention. But he went on to say, "I'm very religious, so I think we're just alone right now. I don't think there's other planets or stuff like that." Did he really go to class?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think he's very educated.
Yeah, what was his
Possibly
major?
not.
Very silly.
What else do we got to cover here? Caitlin Clark, is she ready for this? She's declared for the 2024 WNBA draft.
I tell you what, is the Indiana Fever ready for this?
The Indiana Fever?
They have the number one pick.
Yeah.
Josh got that one weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure
It was regrettable.
We went to Terre Haute, and he came home with the Indiana Fever. Is she ready? Is she good enough for this?
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding?
I'm joking, of course.
She's going to be a superstar.
Maybe I'll watch some baseball this weekend. I haven't tried any baseball yet.
Me either.
I think the Twins were they on TV, or maybe did I just see clips of a game? But I'm on MLB.com every day. I'm just thirsting to find video. I watched Yamamoto throw his first couple innings the other day for the Dodgers. I'm just all over trying to find these guys.
I know there's going to be a bunch of Twins games on TV, kind of the middle of the month, because a buddy of mine is on a crew that's going to go down to Florida and work for about 10 days. So.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Maybe I'll try some baseball. I haven't seen the Twins operate just yet. Well, this is great. Boy, we have a real valuable character in our listening audience. I mean, they're all valuable, with the exception of a few that I really don't like. But here we go. March Madness Jesus has texted in. And I've never heard this. This is cute. The Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Every conference has their tournament. Did you guys know that the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar plays for Indiana State, did you know that they call their tournament Arch Madness?
Oh, that's cool.
Cute. St. Louis.
Yeah. March Madness Jesus says Arch Madness starts March 7th. That's the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. He will give us updates on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when they play.
Please do.
Indiana State already claimed the top seed and a first-round bye.
Yeah.
We're all Sycamore fans now, aren't we?
Well, if they won the regular season, they may get an at-large bid even if they don't win the conference tournament, maybe.
I see. Sure. Well, thanks for helping us out there, March Madness Jesus. We might need you down the line.
Can be our correspondent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here's what we got going on this weekend around town. The Wolves host Sacramento tonight, and then the Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday.
Ooh. Big weekend.
Friggin' Clippers. Yeah, my blood pressure just skyrockets just seeing a team photo. And like I said, I think a couple days ago, they always have pretty good games with Sacramento. Specifically Carl and their big guy, what's his name again? He's terrific.
Sabonis.
They don't like each other much, I don't think. They always get into a little bit of a shoving match, a little bit of jaw-jacking, so look for maybe a little static tonight from those two guys.
They're kind of the same players. I think Sabonis is left-handed, but they're kind of they shoot the three.
Yeah.
They can get to the basket.
Yeah.
They play decent defense. Yeah.
I'd agree with all of that. So I'm looking forward to that one tonight. Golden Gopher men's basketball, Penn State comes to the barn tomorrow afternoon. Golden Gopher men's hockey, they host a Michigan Wolverine. Is this the last regular season? How do you call it?
Close here.
Yes, it is.
This is it?
This is it.
Golden Gopher women's hockey plays Mankato. Do they have trouble keeping women under 30 to play on that team? Is the Mankato ladies team, are they all over the hill like the men's team? I don't know. And Randy Shaver, before we go any farther, tell us about the food fight. I saw an ad last night about your food fight.
We are doing a month-long food fight to raise funds for the Salvation Army to help them with food insecurity across the state of Minnesota. So there's 4 different teams, and it's not like what we've done in the past where we would enlist at one grocery store and we would stand there. You guys remember how we used to do that in the past?
Oh, I remember well.
We don't do that anymore. It's more about having people donate money to the cause through the website, through our social media. We are going to have the final day in March. I want to say it's March 28th. You can actually drop off food at CARE all day long. So we are going to have like one day where there is actual, you can stop by and that kind of thing. So.
All the suburban housewives coming out and bugging Randy became too much of an issue.
Oh, we've seen it. We've seen that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's obviously food insecurity is a big deal here in the Twin Cities and the surrounding area. So hopefully people will, regardless of what team you care about, or we hope that people will take part because it is an important deal.
Absolutely.
The link to all of that is up on 93x.com.
Thank you.
And on our Twitter as well.
Obviously I want to win. So, I
want to
it goes without saying, but it doesn't matter who you give to because it all goes to the same place.
You guys were referencing in past years, and Randy was referencing, you guys used to kind of hang out front of certain grocery store. And that a number of years ago when you were hanging out front of a Chuck E. Cheese grocery store. I don't know what it was.
Sweet. Wow, they're branching out.
Wow. It was Chuck E. Cheese groceries. That's when we found out that Randy, really honestly, could have any woman he wants in the state of Minnesota, and has, very likely has. They showed up spraying perfume on themselves and kind of straightening their top, you know how they hoist them up?
Yeah.
So make the girls look good.
They're all drunk. Half of them showed up drunk.
Yeah, they were limo drivers. And
there was the one.
Insane.
Yeah.
That was something. She had that
did
skin.
not show up
Half
drunk.
of them were drunk. They'd been up all night.
Well, they were tipsy.
Leopard outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not kidding. There was a lady in a skin-tight leopard outfit.
Dressed yes to the nines at 9 a.m.
And they donated plenty of groceries, but that's not why they were really there.
Right. One of them was there just to feed Randy grapes.
Oh, my God.
You're missing the point of this, man.
Oh, my God.
That was crazy.
You're not supposed to feed Randy.
Yeah, they were hot.
Man.
They were hot. Wapple, take your one clean middle finger and stab the start button for us, will you? Yeah, it's our Friday, and on Fridays we let our bros bang. Don't ever say that we don't let you bang. I don't want to hear any crying, you know. You gotta
do let you bang.
Right, because we let you bang.
We'll let you bang.
I don't want to hear any crying about it. Every Friday morning, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder go back and forth with our weekly trivia gimmick by the name of Dad Fights. So, we'll cut to the chase here. Yesterday, something happened that I guess is a little out of the ordinary. There was a 29th day in the month of January. Where are we now?
We're in March.
We're now in March.
We're in March
February.
now, but yeah.
There was a 29th day in the month of February.
Jesus God.
All because of leap year.
How have you made it this far?
I've never gotten involved in such things. I explain.
He doesn't following the calendar?
No.
He doesn't believe in outer space. He doesn't believe in calendars.
I don't get involved in it.
He thought the sun was a monster?
For many years.
Man, you saw how scared I was.
Oh, God.
It's all those times buying groceries at Chuck E. Cheese.
Very confused. Where the heck is the produce aisle?
Leap day or leap year or something. Josh tried to
have a ball pit in the middle of the grocery store.
Chuck E. Cheese grocery?
Sir, you're scaring the children. Please leave.
Dive into that ball pit, take a little break. So, because we're always looking for a way to use current events to translate into content, it's a bad habit that almost all morning radio shows have a tough time shaking. Yesterday was the 29th. Today, the topic that you two clowns will be tested on for our Dad Fights Trivia Showdown will be great athletes to wear jersey number 29.
Oh, I get the connection.
There you go. That's easy enough. Some talented athletes have pulled jersey or sweater number 29 over their big fat heads before they went out and whooped ass. We're going to find out what you boys know about it. We were going to go with jersey number 69. But the list pretty much ends after Jared Allen and Doug Sutherland, and I didn't feel like having to deal with dorks texting in again about the 15 minutes that Brock Lesnar pretended he knew how to play football. The list is not long, and I don't need the Brock Lesnar texts again. As usual, some hints and information, some career highlights will be thrown your way and such, and you name these effing creeps that wore number 29. You want to be the first to answer correctly, shout out your answer. If you're correct, you'll hear that bell. That means you got a point. We decided earlier that for the incorrect answer, we're going to play the sound effect of that Swedish cyclist who cramped up after a bicycle race. It's been a while since we played that glorious sound, and that's all a true story. If you're new to the program, there was some lady on the side of the road, I think it was in Sweden, covering a bicycle race. And it was just, I mean, can you think of a more obvious example of perfect timing, Josh?
No, everything about it was perfect. And we were mentioning earlier when he finally goes backwards, there just happened to be an empty chair there that he fell into.
Everything about this was amazing. She's standing there live. We're on the side of the road for the Swedish bicycle race, and here's a gentleman right now pulling off to the side to catch a break. Can we talk to you for a minute? And he says, well, sure, you can talk. And then he cramps up and, like Josh said, falls perfectly into a lawn chair.
And the look on his face is like he got took out by a sniper. Trying to figure out what just happened.
And that news journalist, that side of the road Janelle Klein type character, is saying, I could do this for 1,000 years and never get this lucky ever again. So if you're incorrect, you'll hear that big stubborn Swede and his cramping muscles. You can steal a point if your opponent steps on his own dong and answers incorrectly. 10 challenges plus a tiebreaker if necessary. Handling the intro this morning. I've never heard of anything like this. They call themselves Titanium in My Cranium.
This is Titanium in My Cranium, Jesus. Seizure buddies with Josh, born and raised by the streets of Andover. In the right corner, we have Randy. No way, I said it first. Shaver. Yikes, tough crowd. Randy has been dominating in the year 2024, though during the fight he acts like the Muppet ref is out to get him, letting us to believe his opponent might be a bit preoccupied.
Brad is jacking off.
In the left corner, we have Brad. Well, I chose that answer because, writer, these gentlemen will be crying over a meaningless trivia contest for our own enjoyment. Sniff those jock straps, boys. This is Dad Fights 160.
You guys are a couple of jock sniffers. I agree with Titanium in My Cranium, Jesus. Couple of You two are seizure buddies, Josh.
Yeah, I'd like to know, I got a seizure, but I wish he didn't have that, but I'm glad we're there together.
We need intro talent and other kinds of talent on this program. All you got to do is send us an email, hams93x@gmail.com. Wapple will be on the other end of that, and he'll be like, what's your name? Where are you from? And he'll get it all lined up. It's boring stuff. That's why we give it to Wapple. Thank you, Titanium in My Cranium. He's from Andover, too.
That was good.
Shady.
This is one of those topics where I think we're barely going to get through a sentence, and the correct answer will be yelled
I'm glad you
by
brought
one of
that
our two
up.
champions.
I think they're going to murder this. Dad Fights part 100 plus 60. Well, I said dad part.
Anyway, keep going.
Did you thought I said?
What's your favorite dad part?
Yeah, I
Dana?
thought he
Go.
said dad part.
I did say dad part.
Not dad parts. But anyway, keep going. Sorry. I derail things.
You see what I'm talking about? Jersey number 29 is where we're going with this, and to start you off, Kiabi.
At 6'4" tall.
I got it.
No, you already know.
do.
You got the answer in front of you.
Oh,
You
that's
can't-
right,
yeah.
I do. I'm sorry.
That is an unfair advantage.
I had it, but you didn't even. I had it right away.
You got it at 6'4". Wapple, give Nick a point.
All right, point Nick.
At 6'4" tall, this Canadian hockey legend got the nickname the 4-story goalie. Well,
Ken Dryden.
Brad.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to be through with this in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a lot of work that didn't need to be part of it. Yeah, it was one of those where I thought, these guys are so good, we're barely going to get through a sentence. In 2017, the NHL named Dryden to the list of history's 100 greatest NHL players.
Yeah, he was a big guy for his era. Absolutely. It was very rare. Now, hockey goalies, every damn one of them looks like an NBA power forward. Ken Dryden, he stood out. 1-0 Brad Ryder. He got inducted into Cooperstown in his first year of eligibility in 20+15 after a career where he became the only pitcher in big league history.
Smoltz.
Good one.
Randy Shaver's on the board. He became the only pitcher in big league history.
Excuse me, sorry.
That's all right.
Jeez.
I don't have a cough button here.
You started smoking, didn't you, Brad?
I did.
Time.
In time, it'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
He piled up 200 wins and 150 saves. And his number 29 jersey was retired by the Atlanta Braves in 2012. Correct, Randy Shaver. John Smoltz. What does this say here? He and Dennis Eckersley are the only two pitchers to have a 20-win season and a 50-save season in their careers. That's really interesting to me.
That is crazy.
We're tied at 1.
A Hall of Famer who wore number 29 during all 4 stops of his decade-long NHL career, which...
Can I stop you?
I'm sorry, NFL career.
Yes.
Thank you. Yep. I realized that's after I said it. NFL career, which ended after the 1993 season. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest at his position.
Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson is correct. I thought, Matt, when you might need more clues. Yes. He's done a lot of TV work in his post-playing days.
What's he doing on television?
The Daynalysis. He was a sideline reporter for Monday Night Football for a couple seasons in the early 2000s.
Oh, I missed that.
And he appeared in an episode of the Hawaii Five-0 reboot.
Oh, man, that's big time.
Saw that one. A season of The Apprentice. And the reality cooking show Hell's Kitchen just last year.
Oh, hell yeah.
You like that one?
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Did you see Eric Dickerson on there?
Yes, I did.
Brad Ryder jumped on that one. I've said it before, I'll say it again. One of my favorite athletes ever in any sport. He was absolutely incredible. And about the coolest looking dude to ever play football. There was something about the way he was built, his hair, the glasses.
The goggles help.
The goggles, I shouldn't say glasses, but he wore the sports specs, whatever we said earlier.
Rec specs.
Rec specs. He was just cool. Eric Dickerson. And I got to take a moment to give credit to my pal Merzo, otherwise known as Half Man, Half Immersing, who has an LA Rams Eric Dickerson jersey in his closet as we speak.
Does he really?
Yes, he does.
Doesn't surprise me.
No.
He's a cool dude. Is that right next to his Lloyd Christmas suit?
Oh, man, Merzo showed up for a Halloween party as Lloyd Christmas, and no one has done it. He did it even better than Jim Carrey did. He did.
He's a funny guy. I could imagine they probably did a great job.
2-1 Brad Ryder, correct?
Yep.
Number 29s is what we got cooking here in Dad Fights Part 160. Great number 29s. Here's a ball player who accomplished a hell of a lot in his 21-year Major League Baseball career.
Beltray.
Lots of back and forth, blow after blow.
He was a 4-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove winner, 477 home runs, and also in 2009, a speeding baseball that took a bad hop turned one of his testicles into dust because he refused to wear a cup over there at third base. He stayed in the game. His testicle was like the Death Star when it exploded. Just boom! And he stayed in the game. This was in the 9th inning. He got hit in the seeds, and it turned into just the seed.
I never thought I'd see the day.
From seeds to the seed.
To one single, just lonely swinging. He stayed in the game. They played 14 innings in that ball game. He scored the winning run. How tough is that guy?
I never thought you'd make a Star Wars reference. Did you know that was from Star Wars?
I'm becoming a little more educated.
I guess so.
And one more note on Adrian Beltre. The first game back after his testicle died on the ball field, when he was finally able to come back and play, he was playing for Seattle at the time. Ken Griffey Jr., who was his teammate, convinced the ballpark operations people to play the theme from the Nutcracker as Beltre's walk-up at-bat music.
So good.
Oh, my God. That's
Who got that one? That was Randy Shaver.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's brilliant on the part of...
That's so funny.
This next number 29 is a surefire Hall of Famer whenever he decides to hang up the goalie mask for good.
Flurry.
You know,
like you said, Josh, a lot of work for nothing.
Yep. Nick and I were just talking about this. He spent so much time. Yes, Marc-Andre Fleury is the correct answer. Some Daynalysis. He and former Wild defenseman Brent Burns, the only two active players left in the league who played before the 2004-2005 NHL strike.
Speaking of old-timers in the NHL, saw Zachy got a couple of goals last night.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's a lot of articles written about that. That's cool.
Zachy got a couple of goals last night for the Avalanche. Okay, 3-2 Brad Ryder. Yeah, these are all going to go very quickly. I believe this next one will be no different. And I don't think it's going to take many words. Known for his funky submarine. Okay.
I'm glad we got to hear that sound once today.
Our first incorrect answer, Randy Shaver said Carew.
Yep, I thought you were going to say batting stance.
I understand. Brad Ryder, I'll read you the entire question now.
Okay.
And
I'll let you read the whole thing, even though I think I know the answer. Go ahead.
That's a smart play. I bet my life that you're about to tie the game, Brad Ryder. Known for his funky submarine-style pitching delivery, he led the American League in saves a record 5 times. He did it in 1980 and also from 82 through 1985. He was so damn good that this longtime Kansas City Royal finished in the top 5 in Cy Young voting 5 times and even once finished 3rd in the MVP voting. And he did all of this while looking absolutely nothing like what you'd imagine a professional athlete would.
Dan Quisenberry.
That's right, it's Dan Quisenberry. Poor guy died at only 45 years old.
Yeah.
Terrible brain tumor. And for some reason, those douchebag baseball writers still haven't dumped him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you'd think, those stats are Hall of Fame worthy, you'd think.
Yes. I was just reading about him, of course, yesterday, because he was going to be tossed into this contest. And his stats are right there with Bruce Sutter, who just went in, 5-6 years ago? Anyway, I don't have to go on a Dan Quisenberry rant, because 80% of you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Brad has tied the game at 3.
Oh, no, I'm up 4-2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 4-2.
All right, I thought you, and then it, okay.
Death Star. This former Vikings cornerback out of Florida State was selected by then GM Rick Spielman, 25th.
Corey Fuller.
What? Yeah! It's just you, Brad.
Darn it.
Just for the record, Corey Fuller wore 27.
Oh, gosh darn it.
He was the 25th overall pick in the 2013 draft. He wore the number 29 jersey for 7 seasons in Minnesota. Has the team record for the longest interception return for a touchdown when he went 100 yards in a 2016 win over the Arizona Cardinals, helping the team on the roads to victory.
His last name is Rhodes.
First name Dusty, I believe.
Yep.
I would like to see him make a pick and run it back 100 yards for a score.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it's close enough, Brad Ryder.
Am I right, though, that Corey Fuller went to Florida State? I hope I...
Pardon me? Corey Fuller?
Yeah, he went to Florida State.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Darn it.
So we're
stab at it.
Brad gets the points?
Yeah.
Yes.
Xavier Rhodes. His career with the Vikings ended in 2020 after 7 seasons, bounced around a bit, was out of the league last season, but has some Minnesota ties. A lot of Wolves fans posted they spotted him at Target Center during Tuesday night's game against the Spurs. Xavier Rhodes.
How did this get out of hand, Randy?
Yeah, just I'm trying too fast.
Trying to jump in.
Yep.
But you have come back. You like to point that out all the time. You've come from behind.
Maybe he will do it again.
Quite possibly.
You need to sweep. You need to sweep the next 3 challenges, Randy, in order to force a tiebreaker. Right,
Finish him.
Finish him. Wow, Brad Ryder could win it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Another great number 29. This former elk and former beaver.
Joel Otto.
There you go.
Played 14 seasons in the NHL wearing the number 29 sweater. 11 of those seasons were in Calgary, where he helped the Flames claim the cup over the Montreal Canadiens back in 1989. Yes, Randy is correct. Joel Otto, one of the most overlooked American players of all time. An absolute ace at the face-off circle. And yes, he was a member of the United States Hockey Club that made Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky and the rest of Team Canada look like the little bitches that they are during the glorious 1996 World Cup of Hockey. And Canadians loved Joel Otto. They did. They considered him a mate, as they say up in Canada. Yeah. A Canadian punk band once wrote a song about Joel Otto's career. The song is titled 2 Minutes for Looking So Good. And he is a big, handsome bastard. Joel, I'm so proud of you for getting that one right, Randy Shaver, so quickly. So it's 5-3.
This pitcher's career began in Oakland in the 1960s.
Catfish Hunter.
That was Brad.
Me. Yep.
Fatality.
Check out the big brain on Brad. The smart motherfucker, that's right.
I'm off the schneid.
It's been a while, hasn't it, Brad?
Yeah, it has been a while.
Randy, you haven't won in March yet.
You've dominated March.
They call Brad Mr. March.
Coming in like a lion.
Brad Ryder wins Dad Fights Part 160 by a final of 6-3.
That was fun.
We knew you guys would be all over that. We were going to continue on and ask you if possible or not possible, if necessary. We're going to ask you about Jack McDowell.
Oh, Blackjack McDowell.
White Sox.
Mm-hmm. Won the Cy Young.
And not Rod Carew?
Well, I was going to ask if you could guess the tiebreaker.
He was going to be our cakewalk tiebreaker.
Yeah.
What was the first sentence of clues on him? How quickly would we have gotten that?
Go ahead. I don't know. Josh, read that one to him.
So, yeah, it would read, the tie-breaking number 29 is a Hall of Famer who made 18 straight MLB All-Star games. You would
I think one of us would have shouted it out at Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
More than likely, yeah.
The other famous 29 that I remember.
Go ahead. You quiz us. You read it like it. Yeah.
I got a couple. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, when I was growing up,
Carl Kasulki.
No. There was a Detroit Tiger pitcher who was absolutely...
Mickey Lolich.
Yes, Mickey Lolich.
You know, it's funny. We were thinking of adding that in there.
Really?
Because
I
thought
Mickey
you had...
Lolich.
Yes, I thought you had said... Go ahead, Brad.
How about Baltimore Oriole first baseman?
Singleton.
Yes.
Yes, Ken Singleton.
Singleton.
God, I
and then
love
the
Mickey
Atlanta
Lolich.
Brave first baseman hit over 5 home runs.
The crime dog.
You
500,
see,
yep.
I decided to eliminate Fred McGriff because when he played for the Braves, he did not wear 29. He wore 27.
Well, Catfish Hunter also didn't wear 29 when he was pitching for Oakland.
Right, he didn't. So I thought we were being a little iffy with Catfish. We better not be iffy with the crime dog. What about Purvis Ellison?
Yes, from Louisville. Never nervous.
There were other hockey goalies we were going to throw your way, but you guys...
That's kind of a common number for goalies, right?
Mike Vernon.
29.
Marcus Camby.
Oh, Marcus Camby.
Marcus Camby.
There you go. You guys, you whooped ass.
Fun.
You whooped ass.
Congratulations, Brad.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, nice win.
He needed that.
I did.
Maybe go down there with the college kids and bust out a couple of sets.
Go down and do some reps.
I had a good luck charm today. I've got a sweatshirt on, and the T-shirt I'm wearing under the sweatshirt is a Nick 'em Docs T-shirt. So.
Hey, I'm wearing a Nick 'em Docs sweatshirt right now.
It is almost that time of year. Boys, get my dock in. Let's go.
You guys are just marks. That's all you are. Friggin' marks. Have a great weekend.
All right.
We'll be back in a little while here on the Hope for... are we done?
Almost.
Almost. Hit or miss.
So we are going to come back?
Yeah.
Okay, in a few minutes. Go ahead.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Our customers are our top priority, whether that's providing same-day service or solving a cooling issue for that addition on your home. Ashley, tell our listeners about this month's AC specials.
Get started on your spring cleaning checklist now. With the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to get your AC tuned up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get $40 off a furnace or AC tune-up, or double your savings and get $80 off when you get them done at the same time. Visit standardheating.com to save now.
Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but are you enjoying this show on Google Podcasts? You should know that the Google Podcasts app is going away this spring. That's right, going away, gone as in no longer available. You can still enjoy this show elsewhere, though. Try out Spotify or Amazon Music, or maybe TuneIn is more your style. Whatever app you switch to, be sure to follow so you never miss the next episode. And thanks for listening, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-assed morning show.
Absolutely hammered.
On 93X.
All right, here's the deal. It's Friday. We no longer care. At least I don't. It's been one hell of a deal so far, and we thank you so very much for listening. 8:28 is the time in case you got to be somewhere. I learned some new slang terms a minute ago. You want in on this?
Oh, it's always fun.
Mm-hmm. I read an article. I did. With a few new slang terms. And the origins of the slang. Slang, what band made that record?
Def Leppard.
And it sucked, didn't it?
I actually liked it. Well, I didn't at first. But I might be the only Def Leppard fan who can go back and listen to that one.
What year did they is everyone going to be okay?
Yep, sorry.
Do you not have a cough button?
No, we don't.
No, me and Dana
I don't think I have one either.
No, none of us do.
Well, because we were talking about this earlier off air, Dana.
Let me see. Oh, I do have a cough button. Okay.
Yeah, you've got one, I think. And you sound like our dads when you cough.
I do?
Yeah, like when you were outside the studio, it's like this big, deep, really painful sounding cough.
His old man cough?
Yeah.
Oh, and it just knocks everything out of his lungs, too.
It's disgusting.
You and Ashley need to go see a specialist.
Waffle's coughing too. We're all coughing.
I'm not coughing.
But
You
Waffle-
are. You're perpetually coughing, Ashley.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I do that instead of clearing my throat.
Wait a minute. Don't be pointing fingers at our Muppet friend over there. He just got sick for the first time in 15 years over there. You and Ashley are constantly friggin' sick. You need to see a specialist.
Yeah, you do cough quite a bit, both of you.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about it, actually, too.
Well, we're not concerned.
What the hell?
Oh, okay.
No, we just meant it's more annoying.
I see. I got you.
And you know what? I'm sorry if I gave you the impression that either one of us were concerned.
You know us better than that.
That's a good point. Maybe this is wishful thinking on my part on a Friday. I'm optimistic about the weekend.
No. And that's our fault. And I hope we've never ever led you in a direction where you thought we cared about really anything.
I don't think we've done that, Josh.
A boy can dream.
I don't think we've done that. New slang for you, so you can just be the coolest son of a bitch at the bar. I can tell you this one comes from Chicago. I like that city, I do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Yeah, me too.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. How, Wapple?
Never been.
Never saw it.
Oh, you haven't?
I've driven through it.
Boy, when I was young, we got so drunk in Chicago a few times. It was just ridiculous. It was just disgusting.
I'd always hoped that I'd run into Oprah on Miracle Mile or someplace.
That's what you were looking forward to?
I really wanted to when I was there, yeah.
Here's a slang term that I guess originated in Chicago, and I'll give you extra points if you know what the hell I'm talking about. A slashy. Slashy.
It's a combination of a bar and a liquor store.
Right.
Oh.
He's right.
Oh, that's cool. Why don't we have those?
I don't think that's cool at all. I think that sounds dumb.
Isn't it
Wait a
the
minute.
same
Wait a
as-
minute. You mean the term?
Both.
Wait. You never been to an on-off sale?
Oh, those are great.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't like a brewery be something like that? Right? You can just
technically, because you can bring those jugs home or
But
whatever.
We've had the
growler.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You can bring drugs home?
I said jugs.
Oh, jugs.
Yeah.
See, you're sick all the time. We can't even understand what you're talking about. On-off sale liquor stores. Yeah, they're everywhere in Minnesota.
Oh, I've never been to one.
Up north.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't like the term slashy. That's dumb. It's you know what? It sounds Canadian to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
when you got the E
Yeah.
at the end.
Sounds like someone took out your tire.
A slashy?
Yeah, gave you a slashy.
Boy, we got so drunk in Chicago once. We found one of our friends passed out in the windowsill of a flower shop. You know what I'm talking about? There was a big windowsill, that you might advertise what you got going on in the shop. You follow the words that are coming up. We found him. He was unconscious. Like 3 o'clock in the morning. We
Window shop.
What?
A flower shop, I'm sorry.
Flower shop. We couldn't find him.
How the hell did he get in there?
We don't know.
Oh, geez, Jesus is actually concerned about you, Dana. He said that's not good, that you thought for a second that Nick and I cared. And that might be a symptom of something serious.
Yeah. I got malaria or something.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad. Seriously, dude, get that checked out.
All right.
Somebody call 911 for me.
What I assume to be a fresh slang term here for you, but maybe you already know it. This originated in Boston, so you know it's going to be annoying. What is it with those people? Why can't they just sit down and shut up? They always have to be calling attention to themselves. Boston people. I don't like them. Their slang term here is a ripper. What do you think? Anyone want to try to put their finger on that one?
Oh, when you and your buddies go out and do some sick lines on a snowboard.
Oh!
You're going for a ripper.
That's a good guess.
That ain't it. But you coming from the nipple-ringed snowboard community, that's a pretty good guess.
Is it like a bender?
Like you're out getting drunk for a couple weeks?
Yeah.
No, but that's a solid guess. It's just a big party.
Oh, okay.
Donnie down the street, he's having a ripper. Around here, I think if we're going to go that route, we probably call it a rager.
Yep.
We do that around here, don't we?
Yeah.
We say rager. A ripper. You guys probably know this one. This slang term came out of Colorado. Colorado Kool-Aid. What is Colorado Kool-Aid?
Coors.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. All right. Some slang that you're familiar with. Cringe, in case you can. Ashley, you say that quite a bit.
Yeah, I tried to stop because I thought you didn't like it.
Well, it's very considerate of you.
You know what, Ashley? We care about you.
We do.
I care about you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot.
Not even just like a little bit.
Yeah.
So much that they don't have any care left for you, Dana.
Well, you only have so much care. We're getting old. I've got a family. I got to spread it around a little bit.
In case you're concerned or you're keeping score, that slang term cringe, oh, it was so cringe. That originated in New York, another group of people that I'm not a big fan of. I'm getting tired of this one. I'm hearing this more and more, and I'm burned out on it already. In California, they're the ones to blame for everyone is referred to now as being out of pocket.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Frankie over there is completely acting out of pocket. Shut up. This one, though, is my favorite. I think this is a good one. I don't really get it, but I kind of like the way it sounds. Brolic.
Anything with bro in it, I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I
also.
really like the different versions of bro.
Like, okay, this is from New York, brolic.
Hairstyle.
Ooh.
I've heard it before.
Not
but
Like a cowlick.
Yeah.
Brolic. Wapple says a hairdo.
I got nothing.
I'll give you a hint. Josh used to be a brolic.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Hot. Oh, like a pimp?
Hold on a second, Wapple.
Player?
I'm going to shelve that until we're done with this.
Like a gym bro?
There you go. Dana, you were very close. Very close. But specifically, if you're a brolic, and I'm trying to piece it together as to how that, it means you are exceptionally muscular, like buff or swole. So can anyone explain how the word brolic fits in with terms like buff or swole?
No, I was trying to think.
Athletic?
Like athletic?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is
Like the leg.
and you just put bro in there.
That's got to be it.
I would think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, Wapple, you can not be muscular and still be hot.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, just so you know. And I don't know if you want to. You can apologize to whoever you want at any time. Keep in mind, my love does have limitations.
He's a brolic, I guess, is how they say it. Boy, it's been when's the last time I told a story about my buddy Wang?
I love Wang
a couple
stories.
weeks ago, maybe?
Do you enjoy a good Wang?
I do.
Story. When we were, mid-20s, we were young bucks yet. We were young bucks. We were sitting around a buddy's pool on a sunny summer day, and Wang he's parked his carcass in one of those fancy schmancy beach chairs, and I just happened to look over Wang's way, and he's spending the entire time as he's sitting on the beach chair. There were girls running around in little, at least little for 1992 bikinis, not compared to today. But there were ladies running around in their little bikinis and everything. And Wang can't keep his eyes off himself. As he's sitting in the beach chair, Josh, he's doing this.
On himself?
Yes. He's kind of looking down at himself, looking at his chest, looking at his arms. And he keeps this up for like 5 minutes. I had to walk over and I had to say, Wang, what are you doing? And here's what he says to me. As he's still checking himself out, he says, I used to be buff.
I thought so he's not admiring himself.
No.
He's just remembering the good old days.
He was remembering. You know, like I said, we had gotten into our 20s. You know, you start to lose a little bit of that cut, whatever. I used to be buff, he says.
We have a texter here who drinks protein shakes before a workout or after a workout.
I've heard you dump those little funny terms on us before. Now I can't think of any. Oh, okay, bromance.
Yeah, bromance, that's a good one.
Bromance, protein shakes. Wang looks pretty good for his age now. He's 52. Wang does. He's kept himself fairly
fit.
Yes, thank you.
Good for Wang.
But he can't. He couldn't land a woman with $1,000 bill hanging out his zipper. He couldn't. That's Wang for you. I'll call him later.
Good news in case Joe Elliott of Def Leppard is listening. A few people have texted in since we brought up the album Slang. They also enjoyed it. That album does get a lot of crap. I like it.
Give me a song I might know off of Slang.
Have you ever heard the song Slang off of Slang?
Probably. But did they have a hit single?
Kind of. Let me see. I'm going to see one you might know. Let me look up the list.
All right. What else is going on around here?
Turn to Dust. Work It Out. Work It Out was the first single.
That one? Okay, I remember that one.
I like that song.
Work It Out. And speaking of working out and being buff and all that, but in a minute, I want to get back to Def Leppard. What was that track? I'll get back to you.
All right. We'll be here.
Josh, you've been married for what now, 15 years?
16 years.
While we're talking about being buff and such, when are you going to begin the process of letting yourself go?
Oh, I did. As soon as she said yes.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you're not all brolic now. You're not a brolic and like wicked ripped, but for Christ's sake, you probably weigh what, maybe 5 pounds more than you did in high school?
Yeah, well, maybe actually a little less at this point. But
you haven't let anything go.
Well, I stopped lifting and stuff. It was essentially...
I'm talking about for real, just blah, blah, where everything just falls. You know what I'm talking about?
I've just been lucky in that way. It's not. I can't really say that I've been living... I mean, I do my best.
But you still exercise.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you haven't let yourself go.
Nothing like I used to, though. I mean, before I used to really take it seriously. Now it's just kind of... if it's too much of a pain, I'm not going to do it.
You're just looking to not die immediately.
But I'm not joking. It was pretty much right after she said yes, I'm like, sweet, I'm done at the gym.
Canceling the gym membership.
I don't need it.
It's impressive that you waited that long. Most dudes just, I don't know, give it like a year into a relationship and then just give up.
You're saying
before
even
you
if
propose?
Yeah.
No, I had to lock her down. I had to make sure.
You've done well. You've done well. You haven't stopped exercising altogether. Sure, you're not... you don't look like the ripped character you were 15 years ago, but you still exercise. You and your wife are very healthy eaters. Neither one of you will ever fully let yourselves go, I think, and which I think is a shame. I do think it's a shame. I mean, both of you are going to be on your deathbed someday, and you're going to say, God dang, I could have spent a little less time on the treadmill and spent a little more time at the meat raffle.
The buffet. Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, like she eats clean and all that stuff. I don't really do that. Well, I don't, I try and make mindful choices, but I don't go crazy. Not like I used to.
Here's where I was going with Def Leppard. The album after Slang was a record called Euphoria. Do you remember that, Josh?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
That single, the first single, Promises, that was a great song.
Oh, you know what? We got to play the intro to that.
That was a great song.
I just watched.
Why don't we play? Do we need to fill in any music this morning, Wapple? How are we doing on music?
No, we're good on music.
You dick.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What in the actual are you guys doing?
On 93X.
Oh my goodness, Josh, you are a lucky guy.
What happened? I mean, yes, I agree with you.
You're a very lucky
fortunate
guy. I've got something special for you before we go. I do. There's something very special that a listener has sent my way. But first, we were talking about married folks letting themselves go. Boy, you just... 1 minute, you're all fit, looking as hot as possible, and you get married, and everything falls on right down to the floor, and you don't care. It's a beautiful thing. You let yourself go. What do I care anymore? It's a beautiful thing. I don't know if we needed this report to be put in our faces, because I think we all probably knew this. Men are more likely than women to let themselves go and gain weight as soon as they get hitched.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Fun. It's fun to do.
Good time.
Yep.
It's a good time.
Have you made any changes since you've gotten your DW? I'm sorry, got married.
Not a one.
Not one, huh?
No. I'm no more reckless with my lifestyle than beforehand. But then again, I got married at 52 years old. So
It makes a difference. You're set in your ways at this
it's not
point.
as if I was, my God, just tearing this town upside down in the months leading up to my marriage. You know, those days have come and gone.
It's funny, my wife was just talking about this the other day. She's like, do you remember when you used to spend money on clothes and things like that? I'm like, yeah, those, I was trying to get some. That's a different me.
Trying to get some.
That's all.
That's all you thought about.
Yeah. Peacocking, right? Isn't that
That's what they call it. Speaking of slang terms.
Really? I never heard it called that.
Peacocking?
Peacocking.
So, no, I haven't changed anything about myself since I got married. She has, on the other hand, become a completely different person.
Okay, do you have an example?
She hits me.
Oh, no.
Oh, Nick. Do you need me to step in?
You know,
I can get you help.
You couldn't take her.
This is bittersweet because she used to hit me.
Right. I appreciate that, Ashley, but you don't want any part of this.
Oh, it's that bad.
It's bad.
Oh, no.
Welder woman Sheeza said she expects her, quote, hubs to leave her if she let herself go, as she would do the same to him.
Oh, you would not.
LOL. And then she said, ew.
Shallow bastard.
See, the funny thing
it
is
doesn't really matter when it comes down to it. But, I mean, I think women always want to... They always want to be the hottest wife in the room. So I don't think it's more for, like, the man, like, keeping up their appearances for their husband. Is
that true? Like, you think about that?
Oh, 100%. There was just, like, a couple videos going around on TikTok and Twitter or whatever, and it was about a woman bringing her husband lunch to work, and she said, I don't know why, but I just want to be the hottest wife there. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's just how I feel.
I've never thought that. Did guys ever think that? Like, I want to be the best looking guy in a room or something?
Nah, I don't.
I got a couple buddies who maybe when we were younger, that was their goal.
Or maybe just because I don't have a chance, it doesn't really cross my mind.
That's a very good point.
You know, I'd have to walk into a room with some real ugly people in order to pull that off.
I think you're a fine looking gentleman.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wapple, direct quote. That's a very good point. When you mentioned your chances of being the best looking guy in the room.
You don't. I know you're a competitive individual, Nick, but you've never felt that way, have you? Or have
Absolutely
you?
not.
Like, it's something I've never even thought about.
That I'm trying to be the best looking guy.
Or like you walk in and find out who your hot guy competition is.
Your opponents.
Never has come close to crossing my mind once in my lifetime.
Now I'm going to think it all the time.
You're going to, like, look at all the men in the room and, like, put a list together in your head?
Yeah, I'm going to rank myself, and then I'm going to hate whoever's better looking.
Some new guy walks in, you're like, I'm down to number 6 now. Shoot.
He's too young to be in here. That's not even fair.
I can't imagine with all the worries in life that one of them would be, okay, I'm going out tonight. I need to be the hottest person at the bar. I can't. But like I said, I've got a couple of buddies who certainly when we were young, and maybe even still today, that is a concern of theirs. They were very, very into their appearance. And what's the term again? When we had beer parties and whatnot, and whatnot is how a grown person says it. When we had keg parties when we were young, they had to make a grand dramatic entrance.
Oh my gosh.
It was very much a show in order to...
That seems like so much work.
That's so awkward.
It was a lot of effort.
Yeah.
It came off awkward. They were the only ones who didn't notice how awkward. They really thought we were falling for all of this. Show up. Well, one buddy liked to do this. Okay, it's high school. Everybody at school knew who was having the party that weekend, right?
Yeah.
You knew, because you talked about it from Tuesday till Friday.
Yep.
There's a party at Donnie's house. Everybody knew. Now, my brother and I had a lot of keg parties, a lot of beer parties. And, of course, our closest circle of friends knew, right? But one time we had this massive beer party, and, 6 o'clock was the normal start time. One of our closest buddies did this gimmick. He walks in at about 9:45 with a case of beer in his hands, and he did this kind of, there's a party going on, look. Oh, well, hell yeah. What are you doing? You knew we were having a... And he always had a reason to throw his hair back, too.
Nice.
What? There's people here? Well, no way. It was just, come on, man. We're not that stupid. Yeah, no one in here is that stupid.
closest to that, I guess, would be a buddy of mine who was always the hottest guy in the room and was always the most successful with the finer sex. But if anybody got attention from a girl that wasn't him, it would infuriate him and confuse him. So we used to kind of love busting his chops about something like that. Like, oh, did you see you're not getting the attention from all the girls? A couple of them are talking to this guy. One time we were messing around. One of my buddies pushed him over kind of by accident, and a few strands of his hair came out.
Oh, no.
And he picked him up and counted them. And he's like, you just ripped 7 hairs out of my head, man.
What?
He was enraged.
There's some fragile egos out there, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
Fragile egos.
It only happened once in over 2 decades where somebody paid attention to me and not him, right? A girl. And it made no sense, to the point where I was confused and thought maybe they were there to ask me directions. Something like that. I'm like, well, no, he's right here. Is this who you're looking for? And it's like the look on his face is so good because he's just not used to it. He's always the best looking guy in the room, and he always is the guy that gets the most attention. With very rare exception. Under 1% of the time, that's not the truth.
There was a situation up at St. Cloud State where our neighbor's house caught on fire. We're all sitting around drinking and just being derelicts, and we see smoke and fire coming out the neighbor's house. Just so happened a bunch of girls lived there, right? I mean, when you looked across the street and saw the fire, it was obvious this house was on fire, but it wasn't engulfed, it wasn't as if we thought we have to get there now or everyone in that house is going to die, but obviously there was a problem. We all ran over to help. One of my buddies ran over there. Somehow he didn't have a shirt on.
Weird.
But when we were sitting and looking out the window, he had a shirt on. I'm not kidding you. He took his shirt off so he could show the ladies his body while he's pulling them out of... It's ridiculous. You had a shirt on 30 seconds ago. I freaking promise you did.
That's awesome.
I'm going to be a hero, and also these ladies are going to see my abs.
Oh, no. Where'd my shirt go? That's terrible.
Oh, my God. Now the fire is causing my abs to glisten with sweat. All
right, here's where I was saying, Josh, you're a lucky guy, because I got something for you. A few minutes ago, we were talking about new slang terms that none of us had heard of yet. One originated from, I think it was New York. When you are buff, when you are ripped, and you're a dude, you are a brolic. A brolic. Try to let that sink in. I know it's tough at first. Well, checkerboard Vans, Jesus, we couldn't quite figure out what brolic exactly meant. One of you guessed kind of like a mix between bro and athletic.
That seems to make sense.
Well, checkerboard Vans, Jesus says when you're at the gym, you get all sweaty and salty like a salt lick. Yeah, that's his.
Oh, that's a possibility, too.
All right. But the reason you're so lucky, Josh, is we started talking bro stuff, and a listener texted in what they believe to be the coolest variations of calling a guy bro.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Awesome.
You said, what did you say a minute ago? You said, we said bromance, but that's not the same thing.
Well, we just said like protein shake, and I don't think we said anything specific to like a relationship.
These are the coolest variations of how to call one of your buddies bro. Okay. There's a lot of these.
I mean, I change up like bro, bruh, brah, and breh, depending on the situation.
Right. We got broski, brotein, brodio, brosicle, brosif, broshin, brotastic, brofessor, Han Brolo, Brosidon, bromance is included in here, Brobafett, Brohemian, Brotato Chip, Brohammed, Bro Montana, Bromo Sapien, Brorontosaurus, Brosif Stalin, Abraham Lincoln, Bro Rock, Bro Mama, what was the guy's last name?
Obama?
Bro Rack, Bro Obama, and Broronosaurus Rex.
Oh, man.
There you go.
That just made my day.
Yeah.
Broman brains.
Don't say Broman brains.
That sounds like a zombie version of them.
All right.
Fresno Jesus says that Brolic is a Dragon Ball Z character who's insanely ripped.
Oh.
There you go.
And a lot of people are saying that's based on an anime character.
All right.
Then that's got to be it, because I don't even know what you just said. What is it again?
Brolic. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that, so that's where you get the brolic.
It's a character from a cartoon or something?
Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know that one.
I have a brosif. His name's Joseph, and everyone calls him Brosif. So I know a Brosif. He's a dick. Shout out to God Complex Jesus checking in this morning. Good luck to I Show people where the mousetraps are, Jesus. Said he's waiting on a phone call that could change his life. Hope that goes your way. Sending some well wishes to Sherman Turbo Jesus, heading in for treatment tomorrow. Good luck there. Happy 52nd birthday to the badass mom of Chugged Up Plumber Jesus. Happy birthday to Eden Prairie Trash Slinging Jesus from his baby mama, kinda cute trash hauling Jesus. To Ronnie from Your Smoking Hot Wife, to Podcast Only Jesus, and happy 21st birthday shout out to retired Air Force Jesus' number 2 of 6, Nicholas. Mom and Dad can't wait to have your very first ever beer with you.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Get started on your spring cleaning checklist now. With the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to get your AC tuned up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get $40 off a furnace or AC tune-up, or double your savings and get $80 off when you get them done at the same time. Visit standardheating.com to save now.